All right, checking in real quick. Your boy Jammer Mac. We got Keith Coleon.
Hello.
Cody. We got Jank the Dave Man back in the back. It's another episode 12 of Let Me Talk My Shit. We got
your boy
JR in the building. Yeah, that I mean. First off, comment, like, subscribe, hit that like button, share it. We're doing a little ghetto show tonight, but we're gonna get it right. All right, let's get it popping in here real quick. Leave a comment on any topic you want us to talk about. Let us know if you want to join. Let's get it in. Let's go, Hey, Johnny, it's gonna be a little ghetto tonight. Your boy forgot hella shit, but we're gonna get it right.
You don't see me.
All right. So first thing for how everybody we going?
Hey man, I ain't going Gucci like Bert. It's going good right now. You know what I'm saying? School started back up, so homework got to get done, and it's been getting done. So
what you study?
I study integrated marketing and communication.
Okay.
So get the bachelor's.
Integrated marketing and communication.
Yeah.
The art of communication, y'all.
Right.
Master the art of communication.
Talk my shit, so
yeah.
might as well be, get a degree in that shit.
The art of communication.
How your week been, Cody?
My week been good. I guess shit. I went to work. I made it through the week. Right. It was a long week. But
How long was it?
Too long.
Was it longer than last week?
Yeah. No shit. Last week was long too. Last week I kept saying, "Dang, we 2 weeks into the month." I kept saying we was a weekend. We 2 weeks into the month. That's all I kept saying.
Barely. Is it just? Hold on. It's barely the third week right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's barely the third week of the month. Hey, hold on. What day is it? The 16th?
16th.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Was yesterday the 15th?
Yeah.
Later belated birthday. You know how niggas do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see yesterday, King. Happy birthday today, King.
Martin Luther the King.
Martin Luther the King.
Hey, Johnny's out there doing bike life stuff all weekend. Shout out, y'all be safe out there, bro.
Do that, Johnny. Wear your helmet. Wear your mask.
He don't be wearing no helmet. He a thug.
Stop being the thug, Johnny.
That's what Derek Day was.
Hey, so leave y'all. Hey, if y'all got any topics y'all want us to talk about, leave them in the comments. You got any questions? If you want to join, let us know.
Yeah,
I'll put you in there. Huh?
It's the Ocho.
Yeah, it's the Ocho episode. It's the squad. So, what's the topic we were talking about earlier? We was texting about them earlier.
We said what?
Somebody got the group text up.
Yes. Let me check it out. Let me check out what the Ocho was saying earlier. Those that don't know who the Ocho is.
We're like freaking.
That's our family group chat. We the Ocho. We gonna steal our shit.
What up, Reg? Like, share, subscribe.
Thank you, bro. Libations.
Hey, yeah, cheers. Let's get it popping in.
Libations.
Back at it again, Daniel. Shout out Reggie Roy. All right, so
let's see. Let me see these topics. Let me see right quick. You want me to write? Okay. Yeah.
We can talk about like people always being in competition.
Ooh, I like that one because that's
always being in competition.
That's a real one, especially for a family. You know what I'm saying? Because they always got like a sibling or a cousin rivalry or some shit going on. So how is it? How do you handle competition with amongst family members?
I think it's.
Go ahead. Because I am not a competitor. I don't like to. I do not like to be in competition. Shit, I be in my own motherfucking world, and if motherfuckers in competition with me, I don't know it, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't give no fucks if they is. Period.
I grew up with 3 brothers, and they all, you know what I'm saying.
I don't got time to be worried about a competition.
And me and my little brothers is back to back.
I won in my mind already.
You know what I'm saying? So competition just naturally comes along with the people that you are forced to love. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you don't want to love your brother, but at the same time you can't not love him because you right there with it day in and day out.
Right.
So that competition was there when we doing wrestling. We wrestle each other.
I think there's a type of healthy competition.
I know, but that's where it starts from. Though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in order you want to be your best with the people you live around, you know what I'm saying? Me, like I had straight A's through school. You feel me? I'm like, I like to be the class clown, like the funniest motherfucker and like the smart ass. You know, the real smart ass. Like, y'all smarter than you and I'm funnier than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Right.
Because smart ass had a double, it was a double entendre for me. Like, oh yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm a smart ass.
Right.
I'm gonna get kicked out of class. I'm acing all these classes. So competition.
It's always tough being the smartest one in the room.
Hey, it is. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you are until, you know what I'm saying? It's true stats to that shit.
Right.
So stats all, numbers don't lie.
So it just popped up in my head. What's these sweaters you and JR got on?
Oh,
Yaga.
You know,
We always gotta represent.
You ain't great alone.
You ain't great alone. So
You ain't
I'm Yaga out. No lie.
Yaga.
This is a North Carolina designer brand. We went out there at an appointment for the shop for the grand opening, and he laces up,
Not only
Fat
that,
Juice out of Charlotte.
family. Ooh, excuse me. Family. Family business.
Hey, very much so. Black owned business doing this thing. Y'all go ahead and hit it up online. Yaga brand. That's YAGA. You ain't great alone.
You ain't great alone.
Yaga
You ain't never great alone.
You can't do nothing by yourself. That's why you here with our Ocho right now, fan. So,
Ocho, no Cinco.
Hey Jay, what you think about that though? About sibling or competition within family and how you deal with that shit and not let it
or not even with family or friends or
peer competition. I really look at it. I don't really try to compete with nobody.
Right.
I really, if anything, I just stay in my own lane.
Because you
me.
in your own mind.
Yeah, and just allow everybody to do them and don't knock them forward.
I ain't gonna lie.
So I'm not really debative and competitive like that. I just know
everybody ain't getting no trophy for participation with me. You feel me?
Everybody
like,
knows. When it comes to family and competing, I want all of us to win.
Oh yeah, I'm not competing against my family.
There's no competing. There's no competition. We all gonna win together. We all we lacing each other and shit.
We on the same squad. That's how I feel too. Like if my brother or my cousin, anybody in my family needs something, for me to help them out in their journey to get better at what they gotta get, shit, I'm there for it all the way. And I'm Game of Thrones in mine.
It's like a baseball team. It's like a baseball team. Everybody has a position to play. That's a great.
It's more like a football team, man.
Team well.
More like a football team. Baseball.
We got a big family. That's
you can make it earn. That's why you the football team. You know what I'm saying? Because
it doesn't matter.
Land
on
the
the
field,
team.
land on the field at the time.
The goal's the same. It's to win.
It is. That's team sports. I like that. And you gonna lose.
I picked up the wrong pack.
I ain't competing against myself because not trying to battle with
me. I'm competing for myself.
I like that. I like that comment, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? You gonna compete with yourself. I feel that.
Make yourself a better person.
I think it's like compete for myself.
Supposed to do on a daily basis.
Not with myself.
I feel like that's what you're supposed to do when you breathe every day. It's continue to get better.
You just wake up try to be better than you was yesterday.
Right. I'm like, it's not about just relying or laying back. You know what I'm saying? Or like saying, oh, I want to compete with myself. Like, nah, you gotta be aware of your competitors because you can't underestimate nobody who around you who probably just as hungry as you are. And if you ain't aware of your surroundings, say you ain't competing with nobody, I feel what you're saying. That's like a good Zen mind frame to have, you know what I'm saying? But like the Mamba himself, he knew who the fuck he was playing against, and he knew everybody was an enemy when it came to that. So it's like you gotta be able to
either with me or
against me. I'm at work. I talk about shit.
That you said what?
When I'm at my job, I talk about shit. I kick ass. I try to kick ass, do what I do, show people around me this is why I'm doing what I do.
Kick your ass and take names.
Fucking,
that's how you supposed to do. You don't want to be the least favorite.
No, you fucking. I bust.
It's like a game of Survivor.
It's like, see, I fucking.
You should have a hood Survivor.
Let my action do the shit talk for me.
I talk shit and I do the action. I'm like Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't afraid to talk my shit because I held my tongue one time. I was about to say some shit, pulled the words back in, and my chest hurt in my whole, like my chest started hurting.
Hey, that should take a lot of
It
energy
was
not
like
to
a-
say some
it
shit
was like
sometimes.
a pain I never felt before in my life. I bit my tongue.
All the pain
Like
in
literally
his
bit my
heart.
tongue. And my chest started hurting. I'm like, never again will I hold what I gotta say to the point where I can't say it. You feel me? I'm like, yo, so it's gonna come out. Love it or don't. Like I'm saying it because I love myself enough to where I don't want to injure my body trying to protect your feelings. And it's always just feelings. Especially if it's truthful. Everything I'm trying to come out my body will be truthful. I ain't a good liar.
Thank you.
I ain't
was thinking about
I ain't
that
no
shit
snitch,
today.
but I ain't no good liar though. So don't expect me to lie for you. I'm gonna keep myself out of jail. That's that's about all the lie, my freedom. So you know what I'm saying? And the people I love around me. I don't want none of my folks out going to jail. So I'm gonna live my life up.
Who's that, Scott?
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, we got a
Scott.
superstar. We got a superstar coming in.
We got some more guests coming
What
in.
up?
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry.
My bad.
What's
Okay,
the topic? What topic we're on right now?
You can hear it, bro. You can hear it now, right?
Fucking up.
Yeah, fucking up.
That's my twin. We're twins.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. Scott, appreciate you sharing it. We sharing it. We have a little ghetto cast today, man. Yeah, I kind of messed up. Forgot all of the
The show must
equipment.
go on.
Oh yeah, the show must go on, so we doing it anyway. Show what the screen yard look like. Oh yeah, feel it. Appreciate it, bro. And we got to link up too. Nah, he was just telling us he was sharing it, showing us homegirl what the screen yard look like.
No, we just had a
Shout out to Scott, man. He did his own little podcast. It's not little, it's getting big. It's off script. Y'all go check in YouTube off script. He be talking hella sports. He got a good mind with sports. He's dope with it. And I like all the animation and all the editing you be doing, Scott. That shit is fly. That's definitely an upgrade, bro. I see you doing your thing. So shout out to you, bro. What's the other topics we got going? What's the other topics we got going, Cully?
Oh, the one I seen on there that said,
Well, I was gonna say, people pleasing, and speaking your needs and speaking your truth.
Yeah. Sure.
okay.
What's up?
I like that. I like that because you know what I'm saying. Your truth.
Speaking your truth.
Vocabulary is real, especially when we communicate with the English language.
Right.
English is a very particular language because it forever grows. It's unlike all these other ones, like Spanish and all this stuff. Like people, they can say they speak Spanish, French, any other Romantic or language that came from Latin, but those languages stop. Like all the extra words that people be saying in these other languages, be saying it in English because it's English is going to add all these new words.
Right.
Because black folks who don't know how to speak English, I feel.
Everybody got their own language. Can I get it on? Everybody got their own language.
Not like black folks do.
Yeah,
Black folks
everybody
do.
got their own.
So introduce yourself.
Who is
Risa. Hey.
That's my cousin, so nigga, calm your nerves.
Oh, dang, y'all threaten people over the internet?
I cock block in real life, so
But my man is standing right there, so it's no problem.
true.
Speak your truth.
Wait, what happened?
But your truth. If your truth ain't my truth, then whose truth is the truth? You know what I'm saying? I like
truth.
I like
Regardless if don't nobody agree.
Fuck that. That sound like no. Michael Jackson made a song a long time ago. If y'all listen to the lyrics of the song, Billie Jean, you feel me? He was like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, Mama always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. You feel me?
Can we get it on?
Because a lie becomes the truth. Be careful what you do, because a lie becomes the truth. So everybody's talking about their truth. So enough motherfuckers lie about some shit. Folks gonna start believing that like it's the truth.
Right. right.
Like a cop saying, "Oh,
Everybody
I shot somebody dead because I was scared for my life."
Let me ask.
But
Let me
he
ask
said that's
this.
his truth. That's the truth.
So
That's his truth.
Let me ask this: what's your opinion
That's
on
his truth.
y'all?
Truth.
Do y'all feel there's a difference between the truth and then like people having their truth and then what's fact? Do y'all know the difference? And if like y'all
What's
think that
fact?
there's a difference?
What's fact?
You need to know
What is
facts.
it? What is it?
So like okay, so I'll give you an example.
Facts,
So I'll give
so
you,
it can be the
What's
truth.
the fact?
You gotta
Right.
come
So,
with your facts.
but I'm saying okay, I'll give you my opinion on it. So
What
like there's
do you
fact, like
see?
there is gravity, right? That's a fact. Like,
Why
nobody
is
can
it
say
gravity?
do you believe there's gravity, right? Is that a fact?
I believe
It's a proven fact, right?
no.
But I'm saying like somebody's truth is more like their opinion, but that's their truth,
That's
right?
their perspective of what happened.
Right, but that's their truth. That's what I'm saying. Like when somebody say, "Oh, that's their truth," that's my opinion. You don't gotta agree with it. I'm
That's your
saying
truth, but that don't mean it's your fact.
that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
But what's the truth? Is the truth the fact? If it's the fact, it's the truth, right?
But I'm just saying that your truth don't gotta be a fact.
That's what I said. It ain't done.
It's a perspective.
I feel like everybody's entitled
So-
to.
That's what he's talking about with the
Possession on truth.
vocabulary
Yeah.
and words.
Because truth is what it should be. It's the truth. But when we say it's your truth, like
And that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between your truth and what's fact.
that's what a lot can't become the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like perspective, I can't just go for what you see because anybody else see what you see.
Right.
But everybody know they jump or they gonna fall back to the ground because what gravity do. Because that's it's the truth. Gravity is the truth. The fact is the truth.
Okay.
So your truth ain't affecting me. So I really can't. You know what I'm saying? Folks do that shit. It's like a religion. They make them feel better.
Right.
Your truth make you feel better.
Right.
So
Like,
what you're
if you
speaking
be-
right now, that's your truth.
If you believe in Buddhism, if a Christian say some shit like, "Nah, I don't believe that shit."
Right.
You feel me? But that's his truth. That's your truth. That's y'all both believe what y'all believe. Y'all
I
both believe
think
it to be
that
true.
comes with interpretation.
Mhm.
What you just said.
Everything has to be interpreted.
How you interpret things and how you perceive things. Perception is reality,
But it's that person's reality, right?
it's your reality.
we can't say
a crazy
like-
person doesn't know they're
How
crazy.
you
Just like a
see
stupid
things.
person doesn't know
You
they're
can
stupid.
make you can't
That's
make everybody
the
see
thing.
for what you see. or how
Everybody's
you
entitled to feel
Your
how they
vision
want
is
to.
different.
Even if they're wrong, that's how
Feelings
they
are
feel.
feelings. That's what they are. They feel. Feelings are what they are. You know, you have everybody got them. You know what I'm saying? It's just how much energy you gonna put into feelings, and then what you can do after those shits is what really matters.
So Scott said the truth can be someone else's truth that you didn't know. That's a fact. That just goes with what we're saying. Like it's all
That's
perspective.
true.
Yeah, it's all perspective. Okay. All right. What we got next? I kind of wanted to touch on what we were talking about the other night as far as going to college, not going to college, and shit like that. We had a good conversation about that.
I would love to get into that because I was sitting here for that microphone.
Right.
Oh, I did straight.
College to further educate or not further educate, or to go to college or not go to college. I like college and not go to college.
I was just going to say that.
I was in college.
To graduate from college is more.
Ron, can you have my lip gloss at
It's
the
more
outside
pathetic.
time?
Hey, sir.
I feel.
It's finished.
Y'all was
So
throwing
yeah,
up.
What do you gotta do?
to
So
go to college and not even working
you
the
go. You wanna go
what?
on this question? On this topic, who wanna go on this topic first?
What's this?
Okay,
You want to college or no college? I went to college.
I mean, yeah,
It's a good
I
experience.
started this.
What kind of
college? It doesn't matter what kind of college. I went to community college. I went to Mesa. I went to
Community
Rosemont.
college is good stuff.
It's
Especially if
a
you
good experience.
continue on, you know what I'm saying? You get some-
I actually loved it. I love my classes. It's a different scene, outside of high school. Even the teaching is different. I loved it. You don't have to go to college to get certain careers, make money or whatever, but it is something that is a good experience. To each his own.
I feel.
Yeah, 'cause everybody goes to different reasons.
Mhm. Some people go find those people who hang out at the cafeteria for the first 2 weeks, they there for financial aid. Then they're gone after they get that first check.
It's a grind. Like,
It is.
It's
It
a business. It's a business.
That is a
Throw it through.
No, look, my first year I
From
racked
going
up
to
$5,000
college and
in
working
student loans.
working at a
But
college.
I feel like as black folk, we need to instill going to college.
or trade school.
Now hold on.
It depends what type of.
Trade school is good.
Like legit.
Because
though.
you went to trade school to be a
I'm talking
trucker
about
and you make
college
more
and
than
university. I'm talking about after you graduate from high school, you already know that you will be going to a 4-year college to continue your education and then further yours unto a master's degree, especially as a 21st
Some
century.
people don't go straight to college. I went
I
straight to college after
feel
graduation.
what you're saying, but we gotta look at statistics and like black women is the most educated person in America. Black
With
men,
or without college.
no, they can't be the most educated without college.
You don't have to go to college to be educated.
Yes, you do.
Just like you don't have to go to church to be
statistically
sanctified.
ranked in this thing. You're gonna have to have some college. You're gonna have to have some.
So where's the proven fact to say that I have to go to college?
But does it have to be college or does it have to just be further learning?
It has to be.
Why I can't learn at home?
You can't learn other than, there's no other way to educate yourself outside of college.
There is.
So let me.
I can't say you're wrong because you're speaking
I
your
know I
truth,
wasn't
but
wrong. I'm gonna finish that off with the black man is the least educated person in America,
according to going to college.
Nah, if that's the case, then why are the black women the most educated? Either way, like I'm like,
It's just
are
facts.
you speaking facts or opinions?
I'm looking at the facts. I'm looking at stats. If
You
go
don't
look
have
at-
to go to college to be educated.
I'm not. I know,
But that's a bar set by
society.
But where we?
By the white man.
No, it ain't all about just the white man because we all live in society ourselves. So it's not just about
Wait,
the white man.
400 years ago when there was slavery, do you think they had to go to school and learn how to read?
400 years later, we do speak English and we read that shit very well.
And we didn't go to school and learn it.
Hey, all of us did, and the ones that didn't survive, and some of them didn't survive. But now we all go to school.
But because you don't go to college doesn't make you ignorant.
I'm not saying I didn't say anything about being ignorant. That's just not knowing.
So hold on, my question to you
I was trying to get to. I was trying to get to. What I was going to say.
Go ahead.
It was about social.
You got the flow.
Because college institutions are institutions, a societal institution. So we do live in this. We do live in society, and having these societal institutional these solid backbones. Because white folks pledge their politics and their colleges like nothing else.
So let me ask you this.
Hold on, can I finish what I'm saying before you ask me?
Okay, go ahead and finish. I'm gonna ask you a question.
And we see how people outside of I'm not saying just African Americans. We say we gonna say American Africans or Africans who come into this country or black folks who come from the Caribbean. Everybody else, education. I'm gonna say Haitians, since they got their independence first. Since we all came from the same Africa, they got dropped off to Haiti. They fought for that shit back in a long time ago. They wanted. You get some Haitians that come to America, they go send their kids to college. You get Africans that come from Nigeria, Ghana, wherever country you want to, Senegal, they come over here or Britain, they send their kids to college. Because they send them to institutions because
they become doctors.
It become
really successful people.
So my question to you is, can you get educated without going to college? That's my next. Based on what you just said, can you still be considered educated if you don't go to college?
Considered educated? It all depends on who you is considering your education.
But this
So
is
you
where my
can
question
learn
comes
outside of
into
college is what I'm saying. Because a lot of stuff that I teach my kids is outside of what they learn.
It ain't about what you know. It's about who's gonna pay you for what you know.
Right.
And if you're not, you can be a doctor in India. Get over here in a vocabulary.
Okay, so obviously you want to go to college for because so like Scott said, he said if you're going to go to college for like being a doctor, lawyer, shit like that, right? You obviously need to go to an institution to learn what you have to learn. Now I'm talking about somebody that didn't go to college, but there's something that they do, like a trade or something like that, because they took all the trades out. Remember you talking about
high
that?
School.
Right.
No, that's my question.
Wait, I have a question. It's a two-parter.
Because it's in order to want to go to college, you want to graduate from high school.
No, listen,
well,
kids.
You graduate from college just to get a paper saying that you've
not just to get some paper though.
Paper or paper? No, I have something to say. You said
you gotta work in that field that you went to college for.
That 70% of the people that graduate from college with a degree don't work in their field that they went to college for. And that's some stats.
I didn't say that, and I didn't say anything.
I'm not saying it's wrong,
I said
but
institution of going to college.
I did 2 years of college. I make science kits.
So what are you gonna be making more money than the person who did not go to school?
But what
and
about
went straight eventually the person who went to college is gonna make more money than the person who did not go to
Not
college.
necessarily. This is why I got to say. So it's proven. It's proven. So you go to college, you got your bachelor's degree or something, whatever. But I have an AA and whatever. The person who's hiring is gonna hire me before you because they have to pay me less.
You know
They
what?
don't have to pay me as much as you.
I'm gonna say this right here. I know somebody who just got shit to, you know what I'm saying, send a job a job. Like, send me your resume.
You have to know somebody.
Hold on. It's a know somebody kind of position too. It's like
That's how it is.
we in San Diego. We ain't in a non-expensive city. This is a very expensive city. So you got to know how. If you look at it that way, you got to look at society. You got to look at the connections you're gonna have. You can't just be out here thinking just because I like to live this way, it's gonna really make a difference in how I can move up in society. So if you're not going to school or telling your kids to go to school from middle school, like, yo, let's go to this college expo while they're in middle school, because by they get time to get to high school, they may be already behind, especially if they going against kids who already been going there. And we come from black neighborhoods
But my point is not always just going to college. I know college students that get out of college and still have no idea what they're doing. And so what I'm saying is you have to go outside of just school to get knowledge.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned if you look at an Asian family, right? I'm gonna say Asian because there's a lot of Asians out here. I don't want to say Mexican because Mexicans is also a family. It's a working class. We look at a working class. The Asians are like the one immigrants that came to America and are upper class in most of their social economical status, because their kids are forced to go to college. They could be living on 38th Street in Southeast. That's East Dago.
Whatever.
They can be living there, and their kids are gonna go to college.
Okay.
Black folks is like, yo, once our kids get of age,
they're getting out of the house.
They're out the house. It's not our concern, but if we send our kids to college, if our kids if we are having our brains going to school, education, getting further education, therefore, I won't have to support you. If we just send our kids to go to school, like, yo, you can do something. Go to RTC while you in school. RTC program will get you in the military as an officer.
I got you. I'm gonna send you the link.
Immediately getting you more money for the rest of your life than somebody who's gonna be in there and retire after 20 years enlisted. A person who's an officer after like 6 years in the military is gonna get mad more money. And everybody other than the black American is getting ahead on this. I know so many of my African homies who come in and like, oh yeah, I do guard. I'm a nursing guard because I would do RTC to get, you know what I'm saying, get my degree while I went to college. Just like my family said, you gotta go to university. You gotta go to the university. You have to do this. You have to get education. And black folks like, oh, we don't put our kids in extracurricular activities. Black people are, man, I just had a sociology class that shot my brain because I'm like, yo, on stats wise, we the last, our kids are the ones who, the poorer you are, the least likely your kids are going to be spending time doing something that you paid for to do, or it's constructive for them to do something further on.
Right.
So it's like when colleges look at entry levels for students coming in, like if they had the certain level of stuff, like they've been doing all this extracurricular shit. But
I sent you the link, bro.
They gonna look at those and like they say, as administrators, they're like, yo, I'm looking at this stuff. This is the stuff that's going to get us better outcomes. I'm like, it is by statistics. If you don't graduate from high school, most likely you're going to end up in jail. And say if you're in a community that the graduation rate is lower than like 30, it's like 30% graduation rate.
All right, let's go
for the last 40 years.
Because I'm gonna invite I invited my homeboy. He said he wanted to holler at you. He wanted to discuss it with you. Scott says, does anyone remember when Dave Chappelle said his neighbors were electricians and plumber? Meaning, like he lived in a higher up, like middle lower class thing. So I remember what you're saying. And
Dave Chappelle's a comedian,
right?
He does.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of people that go to college for specific things, but that might not be their passion, and you can educate yourself outside of school.
I got a homie who's a plumber. I got a homie who's a plumber. He went to school for 7 years to be a plumber. He went to school for 7 years, but he get paid $50 an hour. So, say you're gonna have to go to school. I don't. If you're going trade schools, it's skilled work with your hands. In order to get skilled with your hands, like a surgeon does, they go to school for 10 years as well. So to be walking around in people's shit and having to clean their toilets out properly and getting your money's worth. I know, but getting your like 7 years. You feel me?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm all for
the question is going to college or no college. I'm like, yo, I'd rather say go to college than no college every single time.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, what we have going on in my household, our agreement as with the boys is this. His first choice is you're trying to be college bound. And you gotta be hungry for college. You know, like one of my sons wants to be a
hold on real quick. We're gonna let him finish.
So so he's already shooting for college and honors in academia and high school. You know, but our other thing is if you're not gonna try to be college bound, you need to be in a trade school or you need to be setting yourself up for the military. And I agree with what he says. It's like if you're going to be a trade school or military route, benefit yourself now. You try to do the ROTC or get into some kind of like I started learning trades early on, being a junior high and high school kid, going to school or going to work with my pops on the weekends on his side job and shit. You know, so I became a tradesman. I have cousins who basically didn't do college. They, didn't try for that, but they went straight to the job site with their dad, who was basically a foreman in underground construction. And within 10 years of their life, they're all 30 now and have their own house. They have a family. They fucking are foremen in their trade. You know, they're making $80,000 to $100,000. They're middle class, maybe lower to middle class. Construction workers. They're making it.
All right, let me introduce my homeboy real quick. We just added my homeboy in. He always be on live talking his shit, bro. So appreciate you coming on to fuck with us real quick. Go ahead and state your opinion, bro. Let us hear what you got to say about the subject. Introduce yourself first, and then let us know what shit you want to talk.
All right, my name is Cedric. I'm cool with y'all. Probably know him as Jamar. I know him as Nance. It's my homeboy. We was in Japan together. But Nance know me as gang. So this is what I want to say. My brother on the left and the black, and my right, your left.
Yeah, Keith.
Keith, I got you.
All right, pleasure to meet you, Keith.
You too, my brother.
I was listening to what you were saying, and you make a lot of good points, but my thing is, like, you mentioned like the Japanese, the Asian culture. So I'm gonna break it down to you because I was dating a Japanese girl, right? I mean a Chinese girl. And she broke the game down to me, literally. She literally broke the game down to me. Nance didn't know about that. Nobody knew about it because it wasn't like I kept it private. It was just more, she couldn't come on base because she was Chinese. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore she broke the game down. If you've been over there and you've experienced the culture, a lot of the Chinese and Japanese, they keep their kids in home. No kids be 40-something years old, staying at home, and they have a good job. They have a good trade. That's why they're so successful. As far as the Black and Hispanic community, from what I see, I'm from New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. I live in Trenton. So what I see is when a kid turns 18, a lot of the parents let go. And as far as speaking about college, you know what I'm saying? I'm 38 right now. When I left active duty, I was like 33, 34, somewhere in there. I tried my college here, Mercer County. You feel me? It wasn't for me because the time zone was different. Mind you, I got a daughter. So it wasn't for me. So I just graduated HVAC from trade school. Now I'm doing dental because I had a set schedule. You understand what I'm saying? So when I was going for HVAC, I was getting paid $23.50 a month. That paid my bills, my school, and my school books was taken care of. Now the $23.50 went for my rent to pay my household bills. Now I'm doing dental, $2,500 a month. So I got homeboys in Michigan where I grew up at too. My homeboy got a computer engineer degree. I got another homegirl that got all A's from elementary all the way up to high school. She was our class president. Bro, she's struggling. So it's not about college. It's not about a trade school. You know what I'm saying? It's about your determination. But I feel if you go to trade school before you go to college, you have the opportunity to learn a trade to make good money. Because, for example, when I leave dental, when I graduate this dental program, I start at $20 an hour, which ain't much, but it's something to hold my head until I go and catch these other two programs I can push to start at to jump to $30 an hour. You understand what I'm saying? And that's off base now.
So you kind of want some experience with the education to back it up.
Right. So it's experiences. Sometimes it ain't what you know, is who you know. You got to think about that too.
That's why I say college, because hey, listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because you talking about the who you know. That's a society. We talking about society right there. And the society we live in as black folk.
Right.
So we can't negate that ever. We got always, like, as black people, we gotta have that two personality. We gotta know,
of course. We gotta stay open-minded.
Not open-minded. We gotta strive to be better to get better positions. Listen to what you said. You like, it ain't about what you know, about who you know.
Yeah, but sometimes it ain't who you know, what you know as well, right?
Exactly. So, and if you know more, because you went to school. Say you went to school, like you say, you went to school to be a dental assistant, right? Or whatever. My cousin, he went to school. He went to Morehouse.
Right.
Then he went to San Francisco State to be a dentist. Mm-hmm. So now he a dentist. Mm-hmm. Because he went straight after high school. He's like, yo, fuck it. I'm gonna go the extra 4 years, do this 3 years. Boom. That's 7 years. Mm-hmm. In 7 years, from 18, that's 25.
Right.
And at 25, he's making a whole lot more than he would have been making if he waited to do this. Say, I'm gonna learn how to do this instead of doing the 4 years off back. Say you be a nurse. Instead of doing the 4 years off back to be a nurse, you gonna do, like, I'm gonna get out of high school because I've been to school all 12 years. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna go do something. Instead of go to school the extra 4 years, somebody gonna go to 2 years and stop going to school. Mm-hmm. They go get instead of getting a nurse's degree, they become a CNA. Or they ain't no LPN by then. You know what I'm saying? So it's like only a few more months, 24 months, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not that much more life, but at the same time, it's that much more societal people who gonna know you in more professions that will know upon you. I ain't saying black folks gonna all have the best, but at the same time, we gotta strive for the best. And if we want to have the best things in life, everybody can't be out here selling T-shirts and say we all gonna be designers and think entrepreneur, we gonna be that way. But when we were segregated, we all knew everything. You got barbers, you got doctors, you had to be.
So that go along with, like, even when you go into college, you gotta have a plan. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, right? So you gotta have have to have a plan. Like,
school,
okay,
you should be taking your kids to college expos,
right? But not just college expos.
So can I ask you something though? So Nance, you know this. Let me break this down. Let me break something down real quick. I don't want to hold y'all time up. So let me break something down real quick.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let me break something down real quick. So, what's his name again? I'm sorry, I apologize.
Keith.
Check this out, Keith. Right. So, at this point, and I'm not saying you're wrong by far. I'm not saying you're wrong because I totally agree with you 100% because this is a great debate. This is something we need to spread to our people. So right now, at this point, you're I'm not saying you're advocating for college, but you're pushing the issue for college, which is a great thing because I want my daughter to go to college. But my daughter, she's only 10, and she like, Dad, my daughter don't like school. So she like, Dad, I'll go to trade school, get that trade. Then I'll pay for college if I want to go to college. Now, check this out. So this is my thing, right? And this is why I love I enjoyed college, but it just took too much time at the time I was dealing with what I was dealing with make sure I was there for my daughter. So let me ask you something. For this part, I just need a yes or no. Do you think college make a person smarter than the next person if they don't go to college? I just need a yes or no because I want to make a valid point off of that. Or do you think they should get paid higher than somebody else who hasn't went to college? That's the question.
Like, if someone outside of college is still more educated on something, shouldn't they still it be based off what they know and not what they did?
Right.
Oh, so you're saying you should have that paperwork behind you?
Yes.
All right, now check this out. Now, since he said that, now this is my fight with him. I joined the Army in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
I started from a private. I didn't do 9 weeks of basic training. I did 7 weeks of basic training, right? I got put in advanced basic training. I did my 10 weeks of AIT NAS. You know, I signed up to be a cook. Now check this out. I did a total of 3 deployments to Iraq. My third deployment, my second lieutenant came in. He tried to tell me what to do in a war zone. He tried to tell me what to do in a war zone. He never been to war. He never went through basic training. How is this man able to come and tell me what to do in a war zone and he's never had no experience? So why should he make more money than me and tell me what to do when he never had no experience in a war zone? I've been there 3 times. It was my 3rd time that he came. How can this man make more money than me when I've been through combat and my second deployment? I seen 3 of my friends' head blown up. How should this man make more money than me? Or how should he be able to tell me what to do because he read a book?
You know
Does
what?
that make sense?
I'm gonna tell you how it makes sense.
How?
Because while you went straight to hands-on with your, on the job training, OJT, enlisted, he went ROTC staff. So while he was in college learning how to be a leader,
I was in the war.
You were in the war.
Experiencing it.
You were in the war, fighting, and he was learning how to lead fighters.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
Once you said
school for a bachelor's degree, bro, which had nothing to do with the war.
But once you said second lieutenant, what did he do? You in the Army. What does second lieutenant do to anybody who enlisted? I don't care if you.
They're reading books.
No, but what you gonna do if a person with a second lieutenant walk past you? What you gonna do?
I have to salute because he read a book.
Hold on, you have to salute, not because he
have
read
to
a book.
because
it ain't because he read a book. But we're talking. I know, but we're talking about education.
Let him talk
about why you have to listen to that person who has, you say, no experience in the battlefield, but you got to salute them regardless, because your experience has taught. Hold on, let me finish. Your experience has taught you to salute somebody with that on. No. Let me no. Yes, it is.
I'm listening to you, brother.
Hey, I was Air Force player. You feel me?
Air Force is totally different from the Army player. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that.
Same military.
I got a lot of friends in the Air Force. Air Force is different from the military. Y'all call everybody sir and ma'am.
I didn't say anything about how you serve.
It's different.
I just say we serve the same country.
No,
I
kick it with the Air Force. Y'all bad, bro.
No, I don't give a damn. That don't bother me because I got out.
No, but
I know as a member of the armed forces, you have to salute somebody who outranks you, right? And the only ones who outrank you like that and you salute is officers. Only you can be an officer if you go to college. That's the only way you're gonna be an officer if you go to college.
Exactly. By reading a book and it has nothing to do with the military, you can't tell me the whole time they're in the.
So you're in college, right?
Tell me.
Did you say you're going to school for something right now?
You cannot tell me.
All you're doing is reading books, or all you're doing is reading books to get your degree or get your knowledge right now. How
many of them books they're reading about the military, about combat? None.
I know what they are reading about.
Bro, I got a girl in my head right now that's going. That's
how to lead people who are in combat.
Huh?
They learning how to lead.
So my question to you, Keith, will be: is there more experience in a book, or is there more experience and knowledge with actually hands-on doing something?
Exactly.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking the question just to further along the conversation.
No, that question makes sense.
So when he asked that yes or no to me, I couldn't even answer it just due to the fact that
I'm telling you, I experienced this, bro.
I had a choice. I had to choose from just the options.
No, but okay.
More than that, when it's more than that to a question.
Let me ask you this.
It's a mix. Everything's a mix.
But okay, so say we're going to war, right? Say we're going to war.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather somebody that got fresh out of college or somebody that's been there 3 times? Which one would you rather pick? So if you going to win something, you trying to accomplish something, which one you picking?
So what we going to?
So you're going off? No, I'm just asking because
you asking that question. I got a question to ask on top of that because I got.
No, you can't answer the question.
No, I'm saying okay. So let me simplify it. What I'm saying is, if we get on the basketball court, somebody that just went and learned about basketball, or are you picked to win a game, or are you going to pick the person that's been playing for 20 years? Like, which one would you rather pick? The one that just went to college and read about basketball, or the person that's been playing basketball for 20 years but he didn't go to college to learn basketball?
Can I ask
to
a
learn the rules
question?
of life. Which one would you rather have, the skills or that's what I'm saying.
I always answer.
But that's what that's what I'm asking. Like, which one would you rather have?
My thing is this right here. You got Dan Gandhi on the sideline.
Mhm.
He ain't tall. You know what I'm saying? He probably went to school, went through, and learned how to coach by sitting on the bench.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He been trained the whole way.
But to win the basketball game, who you picking up? The coach, or you picking up the player that's been playing for 20 years to win the game?
I'm gonna pick up the person who got the best shot.
Right. Okay. So
the person that's been playing for 20 years.
Yeah. So, but with that being said,
the best shot.
So what I'm saying is,
because
I agree with some people going to college. We were talking about, bro. We're just trying. We just talking. So what I'm saying is, everybody has a spot. Not everybody needs to go to college.
I'm not saying everybody do,
But
as a society, as a black, I'm talking about black.
No, you're still not answering the question, brother.
What question am I not answering?
The question he's asking.
Because I believe in people going to college too. But my opinion is, not everybody is built to go to college.
Asked, he said, who you want to take a shot like the one of the best shots?
So
I'm gonna take the one with the experience, not the one that read a book.
So you're trying to win a basketball game. Are you picking up Kobe Bryant? He didn't go to college for or are you picking up Phil Jackson? Which one are you picking up to play a 2-on-2 game?
Win.
To win a basketball game. You're playing a basketball game. Is Phil Jackson or Kobe Bryant? Which one are you picking?
Kobe.
Okay, right, because he has the experience.
He didn't go to college. Hold on. But if you say the coaches, what if I pick up Dan Gundy and Phil Jackson? Jackson.
But are they going to play with you? Phil Jackson.
Hold on, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you should say Bill Russell. You can say Bill Russell.
Nah, bro.
Hold on, but he ain't
let me break it down to you.
See how many different options I have when you ask these questions. Like, it's that simple. And as a person,
but I'm saying it's not that simple.
As a critical thinker, which they try to teach you if you go to college.
What I'm asking is,
all I'm saying is,
every scenario,
instead of being
who's gonna shoot first? My thing is, who's gonna shoot first? If you got a man that read a book, that's a lieutenant, or you got a soldier that's been there 3 times. Who's gonna shoot first? That lieutenant ain't gonna shoot first because I done seen it 3 times in my life.
Hold on. Let me get the comments in real quick. Let me get the comments in real quick. So Desiree says college helps with organization. Hold on. Let me read the comments.
Arnett said college helps with organizational leadership, which I agree with. Once that officer gains that hands-on experience, she automatically supersedes past the person without. She said past the person without.
So that kind of goes with what I'm saying. That kind of goes with what I'm saying.
Right. So that's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, you need both. Everybody has their place, right? Not everybody is built to go to college. Sometimes you just need the person with experience. If I need an electrician and he didn't get educated for it, but when I see his work, he's killing it, I'm still gonna pick him. But what she is saying. But I understand what you're saying.
I get what he's saying too. He's saying you got the education.
I agree with part of what you're saying.
She just said the same thing, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, the society says if you went to college, then you automatically know more. My opinion is, not all the time. If someone went to college, do they know more than somebody that may not have went? That man might have been working with electronics for 20 years, might know more than the guy that came out of college.
I ain't go to school.
In our society, they're gonna pick the guy with the degree. What I'm saying is, if I'm trying to get the best electrician, I want to pick the guy that's the best electrician, regardless if he has a college degree or not. That's how it should be. But I agree with you. That's not how society works.
How do you know somebody's the best electrician?
Hold
on, bro. Seeing them what?
Seeing them work.
I can tell you who the best soldier is.
Does the resume tell you who the best electrician is?
No, I'm not going based off the resume. I'm telling you that sometimes you know people that are smarter than somebody that went to college. Yes,
right.
But I agree with you in society.
All the different things.
I agree with both. I agree that
who am I gonna pick to get a job? I'm not gonna say this because a nigga say he know the law. Don't mean I'm gonna hire him over a lawyer.
So if you got a lieutenant yesterday, if you just got a lieutenant today, and you had a soldier,
cannot be for me in court. He can't
practice it. But that's a specific job. But what about an electrician? If somebody said, "Okay, I'm an electrician," they send somebody out to you that just got out. They just started being an electrician yesterday, right? But he got a degree in electricity, right? He comes, he does the job. But the guy he doesn't have a college degrray in electronics, right? But he comes to your house and does a better job. Which one are you gonna hire again?
Who did the better job?
That's all I'm saying. But it needs both. All I'm saying is, not everybody needs to go to college.
Right?
Some people learn about experience.
I didn't say it's a guarantee.
No, but
it puts you in a better position.
As black people, more of us need to go to
It's
college.
not about
especially
color with
our-
this. It's about experience.
No,
It's not
but
about color with this.
I'm not
It's
saying it's about.
experience.
I feel what you're saying. I feel you.
And I get
Not
what you're saying. You want our black people to do better. I respect that and I love that, bro. Because I do that here in my city. I'm the only one doing it. Yet at the same time, it's not about color. It's about experience. Like I just graduated from HVAC school.
Not all the time, but it's not all about college all the time either.
Yeah, I just graduated from HVAC school.
It's more so than
I'm
that.
already doing it.
Well, yeah, because that's what the society is built on.
Bro,
but I see people graduating from college that can't get a job.
Are you living somewhere that's
But
not
I see people that's graduating college right now that's not getting a job.
It's not getting the job done.
And that's what I'm saying is, no, it's 70%. It's 70% of the people graduating from college don't have jobs. They have a big old debt, but they don't have a job, and now they're just trying to pay back their debt from going to school. So I'm saying, obviously, there's too many people going to college.
By the time you retire and they retire at 60, they can be the same age as you.
That's not a fact.
5 years.
Be the
I
same.
5 years.
If you retire 5 years, good for you. Are you gonna get another job after that? Probably so.
I just graduated from trade school for HVAC. I'm doing this one now, and I graduate in June. So yes, I will have another job after that. Plus, I'm getting my.
All I'm saying is the world is changing, bro. The world is changing.
Retired,
we gotta change with the times.
It's not really retired.
Yeah, it is. You could retire from one career and still start another one.
So you're not retired.
I just told you what I'm gonna do. I said I graduated
from retired from working.
No, but you retire from a job, you still getting a pension.
Just because you getting a check don't mean you ain't not working no more.
That's my whole. But you don't have to.
Come on.
If you want to make more money, why wouldn't you?
Point is, I retired. And you know what? See, you thinking wrong because guess what? When I retire,
I'm thinking different.
Yeah, you are, because when I retire, it's not about me no more. I got to
take. Nobody's wrong. This is what I mean by like there's truth and there's facts. And the fact is that 70% of people graduate from college are not finding jobs. That's a fact. So what I'm saying is we have to change with the times. We have to improvise.
So what are you changing with the times?
What I'm saying is,
I'm gonna say this here.
If you can go to college and get experience at the same time, you'll probably be winning.
When I was first initially speaking, I didn't even get the chance to say this because I had a lot of questions coming from me.
Okay,
go ahead.
But a person who I said got sent a job offering for basically you answer the phones and setting up appointments.
Okay.
The requirement was a bachelor's degree. And preference was a master's degree.
The requirement was a bachelor's degree and preference was a master's degree?
Exactly.
Okay.
And the preference was a master's degree.
Okay.
So that person say, I would prefer for the person who is going to be answering my phone and making these appointments to have went to school after high school for 4 years and possibly up to 3 years. So I'm up to 7 years after high school education.
Right.
Just to answer these phones.
And I'm asking you, do you need a college education to answer a phone? That's all I'm asking.
And not only that, my homeboy got a college.
That's what I'm asking.
My homeboy got a combat engineer degree.
Yeah, that's my question to you. Based on what you just, I'm just asking a question. Do you think you need a college degree to answer a phone?
My homeboy got a computer engineer degree. He was working at Charlie's.
So if I'm a boss and somebody went to college and she get on the phone and she's not working out, but then I get somebody that didn't go to college and answer the phone and killing it, I'm picking the one that didn't go to college.
Bro,
now I understand that society don't really work that way because they're looking at paper. I'm just saying I don't feel society is right for that.
Hey, if you make your own society, make
your
own.
For sure.
If we're trying to do here is to have a fantasy.
I'm just trying to change the society, bro. I just feel like not everything in society is the right way to do.
And
there was a one time where slavery was looked at as legal. That don't make it right.
Yeah,
you gotta look at what it is, though.
I know what it is, and I maneuver through it. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's correct.
Going to school and getting a further education after high school will get you further in life than not.
In this society,
I highly doubt that, bro. I highly doubt that.
And that's just not a fact.
Where the fuck we live at? What y'all talking about?
Hold on. Let me speak on that. This goes back to what I said. This goes back to what I said. Listen, brother.
There's some people that live in a society and some people that change it.
But this goes back to what I said.
Society don't fall into.
Keys, this goes back to what I said. It's not what you know, it's who you know, because my first deployment when I was going, my second deployment when I was going back to Iraq, I met a dude that worked for NASA. He worked on the space shuttles. He gave me his card. He said, call me. He said, when are you getting out? I was supposed to get out in 2009. I didn't get out. He said, being that you're military, he said, call me when you get out in 2009. I will get you a job at NASA. You know why I didn't call him? Because I re-enlisted. So therefore, sometimes it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, bro.
So you still in the military right now?
Have a college degree to
Are
get
you still in the military right now?
I'm still in. Yeah, I got 15 years. I got 5 years to retire. It's not what you know, it's who you know sometime, bro. That shit happens on court. It happens. Listen, let me finish.
Hold on, what's the point of your story, dude?
Why you think so many civilians working on base and not military? It's so many civilians working on base and not military because it's not what they know, it's who they know. They backdoor that shit.
But where do you think they know them from? You gotta think about the connections. Think about what connections.
Exactly, connections. That's what it takes. Hey Nance.
Where the connections happen, bro?
Yeah, what's
Nance,
up?
Listen, Nance.
Yeah.
How many military you seen working on the base in Japan? It wasn't no military, it was all Filipinos, Japanese. It's because they married Americans. They got them in there. It was all It was even Filipinos cutting our hair out there, bro. You know that. It was
I cut my own hair.
Japanese.
I cut my own hair. I'm just joking.
I was in Japan for 2 years, and I never had a Japanese dude cut
right.
my hair.
But I had to because I didn't know how to cut hair. So that barbershop across from the barracks that we lived in, that you came to kick it with us from time to time, it was Japanese and it was Filipino.
Y'all in Japan? I was in the South.
Filipinos. It wasn't really no Americans working there. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know, bro. And I could have had a job at NASA. You know what I'm saying? I could have had a job in Japan. When I was supposed to get that job, Trump did a
Hey, I love you guys. Talk y'all shit. I'm out of
All
right. But yo, hey, I just want to tell all y'all, I love y'all. I salute y'all. Thank you for inviting me.
No
y'all
doubt,
have
bro.
different opinions. And it's mad love to all y'all. I salute y'all. And I love y'all page, and I'll be on it.
Thank you for your
I appreciate you tapping in with us, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you for your service, bro.
No doubt. Thank you for your service, too, and thank you for your support.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm always here to debate. I love this.
I was on the debate team in middle school. So this is, you know what I'm saying? This is what I've been doing for a very long time.
This is my first big debate. Thank you for having me on. It's a big platform. I'm going to support y'all, and I've been sharing the page.
Hey, thank you, brother.
All right, no doubt. I'll see y'all later.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, share.
All right, no doubt, baby.
All right, bro. All up.
All right, one love.
All right, man.
My bad, Chloe. You ain't been saying this shit. My bad.
Nah, that's cool. My bad. I should have had the 3-prong one. You know, I came unprepared today, so I apologize. It came a little. Yeah, what's the next subject, though? That was a good debate, though.
Nice.
Good shit, Keys.
Yeah, man. You know.
The most debated
That's
person
what
in
it's
the
for,
world.
man. That's what it's for. We get good debates. We educate
Was that
each
the
other.
college,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
end of the college one?
We get different
I just say
perspectives.
bottom line, any kind of education, further in education past high school is important.
Right. And that's all I'm saying is I feel like you need both. You need both. I think you need both, and that's all
You
I'm
gotta
saying.
look out for yourself.
Little Pookie that barely graduated college. He don't need, barely graduated
That's
high
a
school.
generational thing,
College,
too.
like,
We've been
school's
all
not for him.
serious.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he can still be successful.
They're serious and stuff.
We have more love.
My cousins are successful as fuck. They didn't go to
Right.
college.
No, I hear. No, I feel what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying we do need both.
It's not just disagreeing. We gotta look at what not going to college does.
Like I feel you.
Well, you gotta look at it like this.
Statistically,
college is good, but I feel like college is a great game that's ran good for, you know, the working society. Then you got to think about people like Master P, bro, that came straight out the
talking about one
Look,
person,
check this out. One person,
brother
that
is
can
literally
lead.
serving life in
It's all
prison.
good. I know it's pros and cons to everything.
1 out of every 3 black men
I
will
understand.
serve time in jail.
So
In
bottom line
America,
is,
1 out of
he's
3.
just going to agree to disagree tonight.
No, bro. 1 out
So
of 3. That's
it's all
33%.
good
No, that's
because
right. I
it's
agree with
all
some
My
of
mama
what
had
you
3
said.
sons. One of her sons is going to be arrested and probably serve time in jail. Yes. So,
But Master P didn't go to college. But Master P is leading the way on a different scale right now.
Jerry, you can
It's
say that
one
same thing
person, but
about.
guess what? Somebody got to lead the way. You
Why
just
is
said,
it- is it
but
or do you need multiple people?
said
What makes
that
it better?
somebody got to
You
go
want
to
one
college
soldier?
to get
Would
paid
you
to
rather
lead
have
the
one
way.
Captain America or
No,
million
it's
Captain
many
America.
more. It's many more, but we just speaking on Master P. That is like heavy in the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's branching out completely different ways, this and another, and he did not go to college. And he also played on the NBA team.
So what did Master P do with where did Master P's son go?
He's going to college,
Bro,
bro.
he went to college.
They are.
He went to college.
I got you, bro. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Master P didn't go to college, but what did he say his son gonna do?
Go to college. As millionaires already. Off what he did, and he didn't go to college. So
Look,
it's more than one way to kill a
that brings
cat,
up
bro.
the next topic
You
is
feel me?
about generational fucking financial situations because
It's not about
everybody's
this
always talking
And that's
about how
what
we
I'm
try to
saying.
get
Like,
behavior.
if you live this life to win, you gonna win. And then everybody that's up under you, you gonna like try to make sure that they win too. And it don't matter what path you take. You
I
can
don't
go to
agree
college.
with
You can motherfucking do whatever the fuck you
to
want to do.
piggyback
You can go skate every day.
That
So to
sounds like
piggyback
off that shit.
sounds like the American dream.
It's about what you
Of
do.
the Negro.
But look, check this out. To piggyback off what Jared's saying, so okay, LeBron became the chief in his group, right? He went to the NBA, he got his bread, right? And then he put everybody in position to win, right?
No.
He didn't even
Yes,
have
he
to go to
did.
college.
Yes,
They
he
didn't even
did.
have to
Did
go
he
to college.
not?
See, what y'all failing to realize.
Keys is agreeing to disagree tonight.
No, I'm agreeing with what you said about LeBron doing what
So
he
just say,
did.
give me
He didn't
half
put his
a
people in
hundred.
position to
Give me
win.
half a hundred.
LeBron James was 6'9".
Goddamn, nigga.
Right, but not every
No, bro, not everybody is 6'9" and immediately go from
and
high
not
school
everybody
the
needs to
NBA.
go to college. Everybody's not college material.
Because everybody's not an athlete. So you said if you ain't an athlete, see, not
No, that's not what you're missing the point. You're missing the point. I don't care what LeBron did.
Superstars.
Whatever LeBron did, he was able to do what he
Give
did
me
and
a
put his
normal,
people in
give me a normal
position.
person. Give me somebody who's normal, who's not a musician, who entertained, or LeBron James who entertained. They help put somebody else on who's not entertained. There are so many people who are not entertainers making more money because they went to school just a little bit longer.
Did I ask you to do the logo because you went to college for it, or because
Nah.
because we family?
Man. And that's
Because we family.
logo.
You know
Right.
what? You know what that's called?
But I didn't.
Do you know what that's
What was
called
that
though?
called?
Networking.
That's not called networking.
What is it called?
Nepotism.
Right. So what's wrong with nepotism? Not everybody could be a chief.
I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, but what it is,
That's
though,
called a deal.
but what it is though is if it's my company and a motherfucker who been working on me for 20 years as my assistant manager, and if my son get old enough to take my place, I'm gonna hire my son over the
Regardless
assistant.
if he has college or not.
Regardless.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
that's that exactly.
So we need
But
some
that's-
people to
but
go
that's-
further
but
and
that's
then put
But
people
that's what
on.
society does. That's according to society.
So
You're
that
using that as a societal way.
that's how it works.
So
So
you plucking for society what you want and say, I don't want to be a part of society and say, oh, I don't want my kids to go to school, I want to be successful. I'm like, but every other nationality or person, ethnicity, culture who comes to America with that American
but
dream.
I don't believe
Hold
that
on,
college
man,
made them
let me
successful.
finish.
I mean, the parents
It's like-
instilled in them to work
the
hard.
thing
It doesn't
about
matter if they went to college
It's
or
like
not.
you gotta look at it, you're looking at it so narrow-mindedly when you think about that. Like that.
Okay.
Because you look at it like one person, two people. When you think about like, if you want black people to succeed,
Society.
you gotta have more of it. You got it's like animals. We throw them out when all these bugs come out, so like cicadas. They come out 17 years, they ain't been in the forest, but they come out by the billions. Motherfuckers, millions get ate by bugs, birds, everybody who eat them up. They get so full off of eating them, they're like, I don't even want no cicada no more. Won't walk past them, like, you know what's gonna do? Go fuck some more cicadas. You're gonna make some more babies. That's how you make it happen. So the more you got, so if you got the point is, the more motherfucking black people that go to school and get further educated, the less you're gonna have in jail.
You're right.
The less you're gonna have in jail, the more you're gonna have being successful in society.
I didn't finish no degree, but I ain't been in jail.
Entertaining, without being an entertainer.
I'm gonna agree with you.
You instead of being a show pony, you can be the workhorse behind them. You can be the cameraman.
Going to college,
You can be the cameraman. You can be the editor. You can be everybody who's not in front of the camera. You can be everybody who's not catching the ball. You can be the nigga rubbing his legs out
right, and still make money.
and still making money because you went to school for kinesiology and graduated with that degree in college. And now I just rub a nigga out in the Olympics, but I've been rubbing nigga out in the Olympics for my whole life.
I ain't rubbing no nigga out.
Yeah,
know why?
I'm
Because
playing,
you'd rather be the nigga who get his legs rubbed by some white dude.
Maybe if he went to college.
And he did go to college.
You better have
Because
went
he
to
would have
college.
been on that.
You
He
can't
rub
rub
that position.
You can't
on
rub
that
my legs
team
unless you went to
without that
college,
shit.
nigga.
Hey, say what y'all want to, bro. We agree
All
on
right,
this.
so
and
let's
we
go
agree
to
on
let's go
that.
to we gonna move forward.
Sports
Hey, check
fans.
this out. Like, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We got my boy Keys and he gonna talk this shit regardless of what the fuck we talking about, which is why he on the show. Bam, 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 bam. That's why I fuck with him.
The
He
nigga
gonna
who
talk
been
his shit.
stretching in the park for 20 years.
All right, so let's go to a lighter.
Yeah, our
What we
next
got next?
subject, because we've been so deep.
We've been so deep. Let's lighten it.
all
Hold
in.
on, go
So
ahead, Cody.
we're gonna talk about what we've been doing during the pandemic, like pandemic family fun, just to get through this shit, you know.
This is one of them right here.
Yeah, this is one of the things that we have been doing, but since before the pandemic even started, but we have been getting together every weekend.
Okay, so Cole, you
Our
haven't
family
talked
gets
too
together
much.
every
What
weekend.
what have you been doing to stay sane during the pandemic? Like what have you been doing like that you had to change and you like, okay, this is what I'm doing just so
I
can
didn't
stay
change
sane.
shit. I really did not change shit. We just been doing. I didn't change nothing. Had to change. Like I still been going to work. I still have my.
Hey, we've been a whole
whatever the fuck besides the
homebody group.
homeschool shit or whatever.
Hey,
And
maybe you take
but
home
like
and
that-
describe all of it.
Unless we go to Mexico.
yeah, like
And we wasn't even
no,
supposed to be
we get together every
Let's
weekend.
go,
We do this
Papa.
shit every weekend. We started doing this podcast. Like
So how important it is to stay close during the pandemic with the family. I think it brought us a little bit closer.
Yeah,
Not
it has brought
necessarily
us hella close.
that we're not
But-
close without the pandemic. I think we were close without it. But
Yeah, 'cause we been doing this
a lot of
before
people, I
this
see a
shit.
lot of people, you know, they saying, "Oh, the pandemic brought me closer to my kids and shit," which is crazy. You should have been doing that
Yeah,
shit before.
like,
But
yeah,
I mean,
no, that's
you
what that's
can't
that's
down-
another
no,
subject that we
But
gotta
you
get on.
can't
'cause
always
that,
down that because of how.
no,
I didn't doubt it.
that has
I know,
because
I know.
that you have no
I was
choice.
congratulating. I'm just saying, if
Yeah,
you want to
but
take something
they-
good out of that came out of it, most people started thinking more family.
Yeah, but what he said, but I get what you're saying both ways. If you should been though, you should be
One, you should
doing
have been
that.
doing it with your family, but
But you live
if
and
this
learn.
would've
Glad
took
that
you-
you
Yeah,
did start to
yeah.
get to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Live and learn.
if this
that's
would
what
have
I
took for
wanted.
you to
Like
be closer to your family, then
that's
great.
some.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
something.
But
But all
hey,
you
you
doing
should've
was
been doing
making money as a travel agent. You travel around the world and shit. Then now you can't travel nowhere. Now you gotta make money from the house. You like, damn.
According
I'm
to Keisha,
missing
you should have went to college longer. You probably wouldn't have to travel so much.
No, the reason why you traveling because you went to college.
I traveled a lot. I ain't going.
Hey,
Nah, but I'm saying
like,
like,
you see how it's you look at individualism, and we're looking as a society, as black folks, we're a family. You can't just look at like, oh, I'm the only one gonna make it. If you're only gonna make it, don't teach nobody else what they need to do or how they.
if you ain't
how
trying to
they
make it for
behave.
your people anyway, what you doing it for?
What?
If you're not making it for to bring other people,
Yourself.
well, that's selfish in itself. You
Sorry,
did
that's
selfish.
hard.
Selfish
Everything I do is with
well,
everybody in
though.
mind.
But it has-
Everything
Everybody
I
don't
do is
think
for
the
everybody.
same.
Everything I do is
Everybody don't think
to
the
stay out of
same.
jail was so I could be a better father. So I could look better to a young motherfucker coming up and like, oh look, he did that shit. It's all about what you're doing for everybody else.
Yeah,
If you successful and you got all this $1 billion, you sitting in the mansion by yourself, you lose it.
From you too. Everybody don't think the same.
No, I'm not
don't think
disagreeing. I'm
the same.
just
Some people
talking
are
about
all
shit.
for themselves.
Everything don't want to look like y'all the man. You talking that against?
Oh my God, it's not against you. This is me talking about shit. And you just want me to be the guest, so I'm talking about shit with Keys. Come on, bro. So I'm just saying everything that I do, I do it with. Oh yeah, don't get sensitive, Keys. We love you
You
regardless.
don't get sensitive, Jay.
I'm not sensitive. I love everybody. You know me.
jammer.
Nah, I just feel every decision that I make is with the thought of other people in mind too. Like, what can I do to build everybody else up around me? I feel like you can't be as strong as you are without your team being strong. So I want everybody to be doing this shit, which goes back to what we were saying, the competition within family. I want everybody to win because if you win, guess what? If you open up your business, then guess what? You're gonna be looking at me like, Jammer, I know you do this. Come, you know what I'm saying? Come holler at me. So I want everybody to win in their own perspective.
We on pandemic fun.
Yeah. All right, so for fun, we started a podcast. Let me talk my shit.
No,
I can't talk my shit. I'll let you talk your shit.
I ain't say yo. You could flush the toilet.
Bottom line, we got like 3
I don't
households
flush
get
toilets,
together,
bro.
right?
The toilet's for everybody.
Hey man, somebody gotta flush some toilets.
Somebody gotta be a plumber.
latrine.
Who's gonna take that
I ain't
shit?
taking no.
Who gonna
Who
take
gonna
that
take the
shit?
shit?
Who
So
gonna
okay,
take
so
that
Keith, what you been doing during the pandemic, bro?
Hey, during the pandemic, no lie, you know what I'm saying? First off, I pandemic, and quarantine my girl.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? From like my birthday.
Sexy
My
time.
birthday
Next
was the last weekend that was like totally free in America.
Mm-hmm.
In San Diego. And March 7th was a Saturday. Last year, I partied. That was my birthday.
I was with you.
the next weekend was supposed to be celebrated
Was good,
for St. Patrick's Day, and they shut everything down. So nothing was normal after that. And me and my girl, boom, I quarantined with her.
Okay.
So it did brought us closer to the motherfucker. Let us know that we hella compatible. Because when you with somebody that you know what I'm saying, you just be chilling with,
you start learning,
and then now you gotta be together. Just like yo, you in the room, then like let me go sit in the living room.
Let me get a little bit of
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know that y'all can work together for real.
right?
Yeah.
And then you gotta look at it from like a family aspect, because you know what I'm saying. Me and my brother live together. You know what I'm saying? Like we are what they call the extended family. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm not at the house, from when I'm normally being there with my nieces and nephews, it's like how do they respond, or how do they feel about how me not being there for like half the year? You know what I'm saying? Like what uncle at? Like it's like I gotta balance that out. Like it's not about me not wanting to be there for them or not want to be safe for them. It's like it's about what's best that's going on for my life. Like I said, because you like I look at it like you ain't got no life without our life that's around yours anyway. So no matter how you want to feel so selfish about yours, you can't live without Floyd living her life, Jam living your life. You know what I'm saying? Without them living their lives, so we all just connected by that anyway.
Where.
So in order for us to stay close, like we had to be safe. I'm like our family was already close as fuck, but we made a group chat since the pandemic. We ain't have this kind of group chat before the pandemic.
I made that.
Thanks, and that's thanks to
Shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out
You know what I'm
to
saying?
Bang. Group chat leader.
You know what I'm saying? Because that helped us be able to not just be social, because you already isolated, but they had that support that we would normally have. Because we always hung out
and
together.
daily support. Daily.
When you get good morning from all these folks that smell hot breath from when they were little kids. Now we grown, like we grown, like we all in our 30s.
We still got hot breath.
You feel me? Everybody can wake up with the hot breath because you had some good sleep, because you ain't holding nothing on to your chest.
Yeah, stay well.
You feel me? So hey,
on your chest, not checkers.
All right, so talk that shit, big dog. Hey, what up, Norm?
What up, Norm? Hey, stay safe out there in the desert with the white folks, man. Put your helmet on.
Put your helmet on.
Hey, so
put your vest on. Put your vest on, especially.
My question to you, Keith, would be how important is it? This is just kind of like a sub question that just from what we're talking about. How important is it to you to have like a solid group behind you, just in general in life? Like how important is that, and how has it affected your life, good or bad?
It's I want to say 100% vital, but I'm gonna give it a 98%, because some motherfuckers out there ain't got nobody and they still surviving. So, but to have a support system is vital, especially in these times, because we finna realize that some people are such not just introverts but also extroverts who not just they gain energy, they gain their positive vibes from being around people who aren't around them all the time. They escape their normal life by being around other people's lives.
Right.
And this has really put a halt on a lot of how a lot of people function as humans. The suicide rate that went up. Drastically, the black community just knowing that. Like just how many people who I'm a poet, so I used to go to a lot of open mics, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna write no shit unless you trouble. There's a lot of motherfuckers who've been through some shit and you want to get it off your chest to express it.
Right.
And if you can't do that, imagine not being able to express how you normally do, and then you ain't got nobody to come around you because nobody can come together. It's really troubling out there for a lot of our people, man. Is like you gotta have this what we got. Like the Ocho is the shit.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm a true believer in having a good squad behind, and I learned that later on in my life, low key, like probably high school is when I started figuring out that you're stronger with a good squad, and sometimes people you gotta eliminate motherfuckers that's not for you within your just because you know them for years or whatnot. You kind of touched on this, Cody, so that's kind of why I'm saying. Yeah, so you gotta keep, and that don't make that person bad that they're not for you. They might be for somebody else, but you gotta basically mold your squad so y'all could be iron sharpen iron, right? So you gotta kind of have to mold your squad in order to everybody's winning off of everybody's energy and shit like that. You feel me? And so that's why it's important to me to keep good people around me, people that's gonna keep me in check. You know what I'm saying? Keep me on my toes, make sure that I'm doing the right shit, and just keep the right people around you to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? And it could be subconsciously, it could be with some words, with some kind words, but just, you know, you got people around you that's, you know, keeping you going in the right direction. Cheers.
I think it's man, have a good squad. It's so important.
It's a blessing
because
not everybody has it too. You can see it.
No,
they be searching for it.
It's not the fact that everybody don't got it. Everybody choose not to have it. They choosing to link with the wrong people. Like we can't negate the fact that folks are choosing to do what they do.
For sure.
Because everybody has that's the one thing we do got is choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can do. My mama says you can do or you don't. That's the thing you gonna do. You gonna either do it or you ain't gonna do it.
Right.
Everything everything you do is that decision you got to make right there.
But I feel like what my question to you would be, would you pick better people for you if you knew who you were as a person? Like you knew yourself better, you gonna pick better people around you. You think that's a possibility? Like you'll make better choices if you know who you are.
I can't disagree with that, but I also got to say on top of that, in order to pick better people, you got to be in position to be encouraged to know who you are.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Since in our situation, we didn't pick none of us though.
Mm-hmm.
We were just blessed in this situation because we are blood.
No, but is that? But
but you did kind of pick it because you picked.
We're choosing to stay together.
I got you.
Well, you're picking who you're giving more energy to. You can still have family. You see them on Thanksgiving.
No,
you
but
see them
we didn't pick each other. We was blessing to this shit.
But what I'm saying, we choose to kick it more often than not. You know what I'm saying?
Because we respect each other's minds.
And it's always
that was a blessing.
Respect. I think that's a key word right there.
Right. It's a religion. It's a religion.
Respect.
Yes, sir.
Respect each other.
But I feel like everybody in our group respect themselves. They respect themselves, so everybody comes with a good mind. Like we might not agree on everything, but we respect each other's mindset enough to hear each other out, hear each other. We don't have to agree on every little bit. You feel me? But you understand, like, okay, you know who I am, and you know who Coley is. Everybody has a different mindset, but you already know that everybody in the group respects themselves first.
We're our own individuals.
Yeah,
it's like the round table,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like we are our own orbit of each other.
We're an orbit of alphas. Yeah, everybody has learned to be an alpha in their respective
I only
lives
fuck with kings and queens
and everything.
I fuck with everybody.
Well, I fuck with them, but there has to be a level. There's levels to this shit.
It's like I was raised up.
Info if you get the pay grade.
You respect. You respect. If you disrespect being in here.
Yeah.
The way I was raised up,
That's what they call soldiers stuff. My boy, right there. You feel me? Like, my bad, man.
I don't got headphones. It's all right. When I was raised up around a lot of different things. So as a young person, I was a sponge. I picked up this from that person, that from that person. With wisdom, when I was in my adolescence, wisdom came when I learned that I don't want to pick up the trait of everybody. There's people to model myself after as like a role model. Then there's the people that are role models of what not to be in life.
Right.
And once I was able to start making those own self-aware decisions and catching myself doing this is not a good quality, try to change that and that. That's just how I developed as an individual. Yes, that's a big part of my environment, who I was around, the people I was interacting with, the TV shows or the literature or whatever media I would ingest. You know, but I also became an adult, and in my adolescence, I learned that there's a big part of
you learned that in
family
college.
Is who you make it.
You learned that in college
or experience.
I went to college.
You in debt?
I can tell you, I went to college, but I dropped out of college. But I'm still a tradesman.
It's individual though. Most people that go to college isn't that.
And most people who go to college will end up will end up making more money than people that didn't go to college.
Right.
Nah, we good. I just wanted to take a shot at Keith because we talking our shit.
That is the truth.
Now I'm going back to my shit. Sidebar your shit.
Go ahead. Alone, man.
I've been waiting all this time. I get my monologue.
How important is how important is a good squad, man?
I'm trying to get to that. So in my individual life, I've learned that the importance of the people I surround myself with is how I'm going to succeed in life. You know what I mean? And it's like I wanted to learn the skills of how to be good at this from the people that were good at that. And you know, I've seen the quality of character from people that were good or bad or indifferent, and I've tried to model myself to tailor it to my personality. But now, as an adult, the squad I choose to be around, I feel they accept me wholeheartedly like I accept them. We're our own design family. It's not my blood and birthright family. It's my fucking family. I made in my adult life to help me get through life. That's my village.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like when we had a topic, it's like, you know, how it takes a village to raise a family. We all got kids. We all got some things. You know, our adult lives, we weren't, you know, we were raised in stereotypes, I would say, and for the most part. But we were also being raised to break those stereotypes. That I was raised as like a freedom fighter in a sense. You know, get away from this. Get your mind right. You know how to do this and handle that. And so with my children, I'm trying to break that cycle. I'm trying to teach them the stuff that will help benefit them in life, opposed to what I learned. Trying to break those generational fucking faults. Like right now, it's like I share my finances with my kids. I let them know what I'm paying for rent, what I'm making on a paycheck, and how hard I'm working, and how many days and how many hours.
Right, where the money comes from.
You know, because that shit was hidden from me. And there's a book, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that my boy turned me on to that I'm getting ready to fucking sit through. And
my foster dad is an advocate for that book.
And don't buy it no more though. Get it from somebody else.
I'm gonna read the. I'm gonna hear the audio book.
You're just making him richer.
Exactly.
But the idea of, you know, my son,
he went to college.
I'm trying to start him his own checking account so he can learn about fucking finances.
Oh, you gotta go home.
I gotta pause. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm coming back to that. Hey.
Coley, you got anything? What's up? What's the next subject? Coley, hey, so look, check this out. I'll give Coley some roses too, because Coley been on her growth shit, which is beautiful. That shit be hyping me up. Whenever I see somebody grow, that shit is a beautiful thing. Coley's getting a little bit more outspoken with just her general growth.
Not just going off our own.
Yeah, but just dropping real gems, and that is hella dope, because Coley is, if y'all don't know, Coley's really quiet to kept. She keep all the shit to herself. So the fact that she's able to speak her mind and then still drop jewels on people that may need to hear what she has to say, that's a beautiful thing. So shout out to Coley for that. That's growth.
She's a super, what I call them a super sapiens.
Superheroes with no pay.
You know what I'm saying?
No pay.
Chloe, I call her Chloe because, you know what I'm saying, that's my cousin. I can fuck up on her name when I want to.
We're gonna go with becoming a homeschooled household.
Homeschool household.
Ooh,
Yes.
let me start because I don't want to talk long.
Lies. Go ahead.
First off, a homeschool household, right? So we all, you know what I'm saying, especially since this pandemic has started, has been I can't say forced, but, you know, basically forced into becoming teachers and educators. And we all got to first off give a absolute appreciation to teachers and educators before the pandemic.
No, for sure.
Because we now know how bad not only our kids are,
but other kids.
but other
they got to
kids
deal with 30 of them.
So if they got to deal with our kids, they got to deal with other kids all at the same time, and
different personalities.
Still teach them how to do shit that you ain't want to teach them because you too busy working, try to give them a better life. Because you ain't want to get educated on because you're too busy working.
Shout out to the teachers.
Shout out to teachers.
Hey, shout
out to the educators.
Yeah, educators. And professors. Yeah.
Because a teacher got to go to college. To educate,
you can live life.
You may be a bum in the street, but a kid go
learn. They went to college, and we still don't pay them right.
But if you look at how many of these our kids' teachers are white women. I ain't nothing against white folks, but white women is hella hold down the elementary school in the K-12 game right now.
That's a fact.
Especially in California. And that shouldn't be.
So should we need more black teachers?
In order to be more
black educators.
We do. In order to be educated, you have to definitely go to college.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
ain't nothing wrong with it.
In order to change how we want to be, we got to change
how. For y'all fellas that don't go to college, don't underestimate yourself.
Right.
Still win, hustle every day, be a better you, and get it how you live, and provide for yourself and your family.
No,
you know what I mean.
It's not the end of the world if you don't go to college.
You know what I mean.
Provide legally, man.
For sure.
I'm talking about our young entrepreneurs that can start their own businesses. I done been hearing about in Atlanta, left and right, 14-year-old guys owning their own restaurant.
Yep.
He didn't go to school for none of that, but guess what? He had his mom retired, right?
What did his mama do though?
I don't know, bro. I didn't read the whole
Exactly, because
I got excited. I got excited about that.
We look at the fruit without looking at the tree the fruit came from.
Huh?
We look at the fruit without looking at the fruit where the fruit came from.
And I don't piss on the root.
No, it's not about pissing on the root, but you gotta know.
We
talk about generational curses and cycles and shit.
Yeah.
We gotta look at why is it the boy who can follow his dreams so wholeheartedly at such a young age would have to provide financially for himself because his parents have probably did something to make that happen.
Him hard work.
Not just instilling him hard work, but instilling him opportunity without having to think about working hard.
It's a blessed opportunity.
And I feel like a lot of times in order to do that, you have to have somebody instilling you, educating yourself just a few more months. 48 more months.
And I'm never knocking
after
education.
high school.
I'm not knocking education.
48 months.
I'm not knocking education at all.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to die before you're 22 most of the time. You're not going to do a lot of things. And because you look at it as debt.
Went back on.
But if you look at it from middle school, because that's still public education, like I was talking about earlier. If you're instilling them young enough to where my goal is in 7th grade, I'm already thinking about college because I went to this Black College Expo where I seen motherfuckers clapping and snapping and step teams and all these beautiful black women and beautiful black men. And like, damn, I can do that. These folks is older than me. That's cool. We make college look cool instead of just like, oh, entertaining. We ain't got to entertain. If we get educated, we don't have to entertain motherfuckers to make our money. We don't have to be working ourselves to the bone. Mm-hmm. Key example. You know, Red Bottom Boss. I called him Red Bottom Boss in high school because he played for El Cajon High. He ran back, kickoff. He was running back, kickoffs, everything, and he played safety. Red Bottom Boss. I ain't gonna call his name out because I don't want to do that to him like that because he's successful in the game. That earned him. I ain't gonna say that earned him nothing because he played football. He got academic scholarship at Dartmouth, which is an Ivy League college.
Yes, sir.
His roommate in college was Robert Kraft. And if we know entertainers, if you know anything about football, Robert Kraft is the owner of the Patriots. His roommate in college was Robert Kraft's grandchild. He was a quarterback, he was a running back. He ain't start. Kraft's son ain't start either. Grandson ain't start either, but they both went to school. Mm-hmm. The institution, society-wise, gave him connections while he went to school because he had great grades in college, in high school to get there. You can't go to Dartmouth, which is an Ivy League school, without making great grades. He had a 4.7 in high school, and he was a beast on the football field. Okay. With his academic scholarship, they got him to Dartmouth. Now he's a stockbroker. You know, the person that I say the only people that get paid in the stock market is the stockbroker. Because they're the only ones who get paid off for you making your gamble. They're the middleman for you gambling your money into the sky. If you're not the CEO or anybody in part of that company, your little small pieces of stocks, we don't make shit. And that's why the CEO, people get mad in society about the CEO making so much money. But when the CEO has so much money that he has more stocks. The chairman of the board means you got more stock in, you got the majority stock in the board. The majority stock of some shit that's on the stock market. You got so much in it that I could call all the shots. So I'm gonna say I'm the CEO. Yeah. Somebody said they got 2 stocks in Tesla. Right. And they said they make $6 a day, but they ain't make no money unless they sell that stock. Right. And make some money off of it. So you're actually just paying. It's trading. You stole your money. But you know it's a good job to have? What? A stockbroker. The person who's gonna collect all those white people's gambling. But we rather work at the casino instead of working at the casino in the sky. And to work at the casino in the sky, you gotta go to college for it. There's a lot of motherfuckers who are not show ponies, but they are definitely the workhorse behind show pony. You gotta get agents, sports agency for real, because they came after LeBron James real hard about this. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, him and boy Rich, they monopolize the game. No, LeBron James said. Rich Paul didn't go to college. Who? Rich Paul didn't go to college. He did. You know why he didn't go to college? Why? Because LeBron James didn't go to college. You know why LeBron James didn't go to college? Successful. You know why he didn't go to college? Why not? Because he was 6'9". He was a freak of nature. Exactly, he's a freak. But he had a black man, and he said, like, yo, I'm gonna let learn.
What's up, Coley? You
The
been
old
quiet
fashioned
today.
way. The old fashioned way.
What's
You don't
good,
got the
Coley?
headphones
What's up,
on,
Coley?
man. It's hard to hear for you.
Nah, but
Ain't
that's
nobody
only
saying nothing
for
in.
when we call people in,
Yeah,
and then we
nobody
can hear
saying
it.
nothing.
There's too much background noise.
Right.
That was my fault. Like I said, I forgot
My bad.
about it.
I don't want to blab it. Shit.
What you
No,
got,
it was
Coley?
off subject.
You
Nah,
off subject.
I
What you
was
got,
off
Coley?
the school subject, but at the same time, it's all about, so we talking about homeschool, we talking about education. You talking about Rich Paul. I'm talking about how Rich Paul had his opportunity because he had the freak of nature to be able to grow into the
But
game.
he did something with it. He still had to work hard for it, though.
But what he worked into was the agency game, where it was dominated
And
by
now he's
white
killing
people.
it.
Was dominated by white men.
But you're talking about smart decisions.
But he killed it.
You're talking about people making
He made the
smart
right decisions,
with
and
their
he
lives.
did something with his opportunity.
We talking about
I'm not just saying it, but I'm just saying
But that's one dude, though.
anybody could win if they take the opportunities that
Man,
they're
but,
given.
but I'm not here preaching hope though.
I'm not preaching hope.
Anybody can win if they take.
I feel like hope is one of the most dangerous.
I'm out here preaching hard work.
So what
Yeah,
That's
because
what
you
you
can hope
yourself.
all you want, but if you don't put the
Hope
what
ain't
I'm
gonna
saying
get
is
you nowhere.
if you take the opportunity that's given in front of you, regardless of
why
how
did he
big
get
or
the
how small it
opportunity?
is.
Why did he have
You
the
gotta
opportunity?
recognize the opportunity.
Right, but I'm saying you have to
No,
recognize. You have to be
nigga-
smart enough to recognize opportunity. He could have just been like, "Oh, LeBron's gonna give me some bread. I'm gonna just sit over here and eat the bread." But he actually took the opportunity
I think
and
you're
went and
using the
took
wrong
it further.
example.
So why did he take the opportunity? in
Because
the
he was
lane-
smart enough to take the
No,
opportunity.
in the lane that he took the opportunity in.
Because that was the opportunity presented to him.
Was it?
Yes, obviously.
No, it's
Well,
not.
not everybody has
So-
the same opportunity in life.
Right.
no,
but I'm
no,
saying
no,
if you
no.
get
That's-
opportunity,
that's
you
what
gotta
it is. That's
you gotta be
You
ready
took
for
this
your
opportunity because you was
But if I give you an opportunity
No,
to
So it's all about it's all about somebody came to me one
LeBron
time and
worked for
said
that shit,
choices.
bro.
decisions.
LeBron worked for that shit, dog.
and
But
he
it
gave
is
his
someone
people
you gotta
opportunities,
keep.
but it
A
still
lot of
takes the
kids
person
are
to take the opportunity and do something with it. Now he's not just managing LeBron, he's managing AD, he's managing everybody. So he took the opportunity and did something with it. But I'm saying, even if it's a small opportunity of somebody giving you a plumbing job, if you do that and then learn the game and then start your own plumbing company, didn't you take the opportunity and do something with it?
But why you gonna learn? How you gonna learn a plumbing game?
By doing plumbing, bro.
No, by going to plumbing school.
Okay, but can't you
How
not
you
learn
gonna,
it by
how
not
you
going to
gonna
school?
be a top chef?
I'm just saying you need
Nah,
both, bro. You need
If
both.
somebody,
But not
if
everybody
somebody
can be a
asks you
college.
what's the temperature pork supposed to be coming out the oven to be medium rare, that's the only question gonna give you to get you a job right now.
That's like saying, "Oh, your
No.
grandma don't cook well because she didn't go to college
No,
to
that's
cook
not,
well."
that's not what your grand. That's not what it's
She
saying.
could throw down
What
just
it's
off
saying
experience.
is, do you know the temperature or don't you know the temperature?
That's cool. Maybe we should do it just.
No, you
off.
get it's a choice. It's a choice. It's
That's
all
what
about choices.
Right, I agree with that.
When you narrow it down to the point that where you have no opportunity to have any critical thinking about what has to be the answer.
Right.
When they take away your decisions because they give you the choice.
Who's taking away your decisions?
The person who asks you the question, which is power.
What?
Okay, my bad. Let me
No,
back,
I'm
let
just
me
trying to
back it-
understand. I'm lost.
let me back it down.
Okay,
So
so
the
go
person
ahead.
asks you the question and give you the options and the choices to make your decisions.
Mhm.
Who has the power and the answer?
I don't understand the question.
If I say, "Hey, this is yes or no question,"
Mhm.
I just took every answer I gave you.
You
I
said
took all your answers away from you and said you're gonna have to answer this question with yes or no.
Yeah,
So I got the
choice.
power. I had the power though.
Yeah,
No.
but you're giving the person a
No.
You're
choice.
giving them an opportunity.
No opportunity to go into the power. Say this. Say the only way you can win this game.
You've been doing it all night.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. It's power though.
Okay, so let me
Let's talk about power.
so let me say this. With that being said, now if a college doesn't accept you, can you go to that college?
Yes.
No, you can't. If you didn't get accepted,
Yes, you can.
You have to
how?
go to
If you got to get
other
accepted
alternatives
first,
to
they
get
got to
in.
give you the opportunity. Yes,
You-
they have to say yes. You can go to this school. You can't just walk onto a campus and say I go to this school. You have to get accepted. They're giving you an opportunity. Now, what you do with the opportunity is your choice.
No, you still can go to that school.
No, you cannot.
Can I finish mine?
Okay, go ahead.
You go to that school and sit in as a person who takes notes for a class. You will not get credit for the class, but you will be able to sit in that class
And get the education because that's your choice to go to that school, regardless if you.
It's not regardless, but if you
But that's that person's
if
choice,
you
right?
follow the rules to go to a school that did not accept you because you know the rules.
You're not getting credit for it, but you get the
Who
education.
gives a fuck about the credit?
That's what I'm saying.
But you just said, can you go to a school? I said, yes, you can. Your answer was no.
I don't think you can go to a school. You can
I
go
just told
so,
you.
So you
I
can go
literally
sit in the
just
class.
told you.
I
can
had
go sit on every class.
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. It's not free. Education is not free. You cannot sit in the class day in, day out for free. You cannot do that.
In the class.
What school?
Every single San Diego State.
So you can sit in every class every day for free.
Every single day. Get educated. You will not get graded or have to take an exam.
Right, but you're still getting the education, yes?
But you can sit in there.
You're getting the knowledge, right?
For free.
Okay, but so my question, you're still getting the knowledge, right? So that's that person's choice to do that.
Let me answer your question like I asked it before. You asked me, can a person get an educate? Can they go to a school that they weren't accepted in?
So you're proving my point.
No, I didn't prove your point.
Yes, you are. I'm saying it's the person's choice whether to get the knowledge, however they get it, they're still getting the same education, right? If they could sit in the same class with the same people that pay for the education, if they could sit in there and get the same education for free,
do you get paid?
Are you still? But are they still getting the same education? Is the piece
paid for your education?
What? Do I get paid for my education?
No, not you.
Right. So what is the question?
We're talking to the people.
Okay.
People, do you get paid for your education? I'm asking this question to Jamar.
No, you gotta pay for your education.
I don't. What's your point, bro? You're proving my point. It's the person's choice to go get the knowledge,
so
regardless if they get accepted to college or not, right?
So when the question is, go to college or don't go to college, what's your answer?
I do whatever that's going to make you successful on your path. What is your path? My question to the person would be, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
It's still a choice.
Have a plan. Have a plan. Some people go to the military. Some people go to college. Some people don't go to college and they learn a trade. It's what I'm saying is be smart enough to know what the fuck you're trying to do and then plan it out.
Yeah.
Some people go to college
while they're in the military.
You get it's like if you graduate from high school, go straight to the military. A person who goes straight out of high school goes 4 years into the military, to college, and they go to the military.
Okay.
You think as a person who went straight into the military, you get a 4-year head start on, right?
Oh, head start on what?
The person who didn't do that.
But what are we getting a head start on? I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. So what are we getting a head start on?
We're talking about armed forces here, since we, you know what I'm saying, I'm a veteran.
Okay, yeah.
You veteran, right? Right. You're no rookie in the game.
Yeah. And
you also serve the United States Air Force. Not Air Force,
Army
Forces. Yeah. Armed Forces.
Yes.
When you graduate from high school and go into the military after high school, without going to any college, what will you be ranked as in the armed forces?
You're gonna be enlisted.
Okay. So when you graduate from high school, go to college for 4 years, and then join the military, what will you be ranked as?
A lieutenant.
No. What they call
officer?
Officers.
Yeah.
So armed forces is enlisted and officers, right?
Commissioned, non-commissioned, yes.
Commissioned and non-commissioned. NCOs, they call non-commissioned officers. And what are non-commissioned officers? Sergeants, right? That's the sergeants,
right?
They're the ones who have the experience.
Bring it home.
They're the ones who got the experience, but they don't have the education, the previous education.
Okay, so then
you said bring it home.
Okay, go ahead.
The previous education before they got experience, right? But the ones who are called commissioned officers are the ones who went and got the education before experience.
Okay.
So let me
tell me your definition of education though. What is your definition of education?
Commissioned and non-commissioned.
Okay, but what is your definition of education?
White collar, blue collar.
Right. What is Keith's definition of education?
I just told you.
That didn't tell me nothing. Well, I'm saying, what is your definition of education?
My definition of education.
What up, Josh? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Hey, share the live. Appreciate you tapping in, Josh.
Education is.
What is your definition?
You know, or you don't know.
Okay, so with that being said, do you just know if you go to college, but if you don't go to college, you're saying you don't know?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we disagree. That's where we disagree. So I was just trying to get to where we was disagreeing. So your point of education is if you don't go to college, then you're not educated.
But my education on that topic, which is power, right then, I had to choose between the decisions. I had to make a decision from the choices you gave me.
Okay.
So my only option was with choices that you gave me.
Okay, so what are our options?
Hold on. No, if you don't know about how to critically think, and like your boy was saying earlier about why does a person who know how to shoot? This is my third time going to war, but a dude who just came from America who ain't been to war gonna be on top of me. Who's gonna be my second lieutenant? And I asked him, who would they shoot first in war? Would they shoot the sergeant or the lieutenant? And if you know anything about war, the lieutenant gonna get shot before the sergeant. Why? Because he's the leader of not just that sergeant, but multiple sergeants.
But you gotta ask yourself is who's putting them in the leadership position?
The person who is teaching them how to be a leader over the people who are shooting.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying is, does that mean that person is smarter because he went to college? That's what I'm asking you. Is a person that went to college smarter than somebody that didn't went to college? We don't know anything else about him. So automatically, when you say you went to college, you're saying that person's automatically smarter.
It's a person who gets a job after college as a manager over the person who's been in for 15 years, and that person gets mad because I've been working for 15 years.
No, we get that.
Hold on.
But you're not scratching the surface. I'm going deeper than that.
No, you're not really.
I am. I'm asking you a deeper question. When you look at somebody, if you just looked at me, right?
If you was asking me a deeper question, it wouldn't just be a yes or no.
No, I'm not saying yes or no. What I'm saying is, my question is, if you're looking at two people, John Doe's, right? We're looking at John Doe. So what I'm saying is
two people.
Okay, two people.
What's yes or no? I'm doing math right. I'm doing math right? So if you say two people, yes or no is what? Two options, right? Two options.
Okay.
Two people is what? Two options. So it's the same mathematical problem if you take away whatever variable you want to put in. Because I like talking shit because I like doing shit because I sound smart. Okay. So the math problem is you got this and you got this.
So what I'm asking you, somebody with a degree is automatically smarter than you?
Somebody with a degree will automatically get more money than me if I didn't get a degree.
Right, but that's not what I'm asking you. Is that person with a degree automatically smarter than you?
Does that matter?
Yes.
Why?
How does that not matter? How does that not matter? You said you would pick.
I know it matters. That's what I'm trying to say. Society we live in.
I understand what you're saying about the money factor. I'm saying education factor.
I said society.
Okay, we're not talking about the money anymore.
I said society. I said nothing about money.
I get it, but I'm asking a different question. I'm asking a different question. My question to you is, if somebody went to college and got a degree, does that make them automatically smarter than the person that didn't?
Say this here. And say we're gonna put like in the 16th century, like 1500s. A surgeon wasn't a prestigious position in society.
Right.
In order to become a doctor in America, there's a limited amount of people who become a doctor a year.
Yes, sir.
Which makes it what? Exclusive. That makes it. They made themselves as society think that their profession is more warranted than anybody else's, just due to the fact that they are holding down other people from getting the same position. If they are qualified for that position.
Let me just pause you real quick, my bad. Okay, Dorn said they don't give you enough time to teach and really raise your kids because we're so busy working for the dollar, and the U.S. is $1 trillion in debt over. Then they're brainwash our kids and do everything besides teaching them how to make money. Okay, I just want to get the comment out the way. My bad.
I like that comment though.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
That comment was definitely going off of what I was talking about earlier when I say how others.
I agree with the comment.
How other cultures who are Americans are coming in here and saying, "Yo, instead of my kid being the workers, the blue class,
right,
the blue collar, you know."
But we make up that class.
Hold on.
But we make up that class, right?
Make up that class.
Like you said before, it wasn't considered.
No.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Make up that class,
right? As the people, right?
No, we decide
who is higher than the other, right? No, I'm asking, do the people decide whether we're higher on the scale than others, right?
No.
So we don't decide what's like, okay, let's say clothing, right?
No.
We don't decide that Gucci is a designer and Champion is on the same scale as Gucci, right?
No.
So if we bought more Champion than Gucci, wouldn't Champion be higher than Gucci? If we bought more of it?
No.
How, Sway? If we decide what's the limit, right?
You're right. But
okay, so that's all I'm
gonna explain it. I'm about it because I like math. If a million pieces of their product at 50 cents each because they're like, yo, we ain't shit. Gucci sell 20 of them at 5,000. Hold on, 500,000 a piece.
Okay.
Who making more money?
They're making more money. But because I'm answering your question because people are buying it.
No, not because people are buying it.
Because if no one bought Gucci, Gucci wouldn't be Gucci.
But if Gucci only made 10 of these, and they sell these motherfuckers for $500,000.
That's just good marketing.
No, it's not just good marketing. It's not just good marketing.
It's a label. It's a name.
It's
Right, but we make the name. If no one bought Gucci, Gucci would be sold in Walmart.
Society.
Okay, I'll give you an example. That's what I'm saying.
So society say if you go to school, you're gonna make more money than motherfuckers who did not go to college.
Right.
Who gonna be making more money?
And I said that's changed. That's the fact. Yes.
Has it?
Yes. 70% of the people that graduate college are not working in their field that they went to college for. The society has changed, but yet we're still forcing.
Yeah, what we working on?
Come on, bro. Let me finish what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking what the statistic.
That's a fact. I can look it up right now and show you.
What numbers are you talking about, though? What years are you talking about, though?
The recent years, bro. 70% of the people that graduate from college do not work in their field that they graduated from.
And what does that mean?
That means we're going to college for shit that's empty at the end.
No, that means Americans.
It's a great game.
That means Americans are going to school for their passion and not going to school for what shit to get some money in the industry.
And you just said there's only a certain amount of doctors. So why would someone go to be a doctor if there's only a certain amount of doctors?
Doctors don't make the most money.
I'm not saying doctors, but if that's your passion, then why wouldn't you do what you love to do, regardless of how much it makes?
Like I say, that's what other cultures do other than black.
I understand that.
Now, let me get back to my root word.
And they also have the highest suicide.
They force, and what suicide got to do with anything?
I'm just saying they're not happy.
It's your perspective. Japanese, ancient Japanese culture, samurai. I was overseas too, so I learned a little bit about some shit.
Okay.
They would lose in battle. The leader of the losing team will stab his aorta, twist on him, and have his enemy.
I'm gonna send you
the leader of the enemy cut his head off. What the fuck? You know why? Because in Japanese, you brought disgrace to your family by defeat. So you in your bloodline, you in your part of the bloodline, like ants and all the other shit, like everything that's on earth. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't strong enough to survive, then you ain't gonna have no kids. I don't know how to put that. I go at it on some regular shit.
Oh, hold on.
You can't move it over there.
You stumble a pile of ants.
What?
Put the HDMI.
You stumble a pile of ants, bro. You know.
I know, but it's just not long enough because then I can't do the computer because it can't. It's my fault. I didn't bring the stamps.
Everybody's so used to being mother. Everybody is so used to being.
It's because I didn't bring the stand. That's why I fucked up. That's my fault.
We are also used to, so many of us are used to being working class that we don't know how to educate our kids. We're not used to educating our kids because we're so used to working while somebody else educates our kids as a job.
Squeaks. So
when it comes to homeschool households, that's where we as a black society is failing because instead of saying educate, we saying we're going to work. We rather work our hands to the hours. And say,
hit the link, Josh, and go through the steps.
Money on
I didn't mean to cut you off. Josh, hit the link, go through the steps, and then I can add you onto the broadcast. I don't disagree without going to college. I just know that everybody has a different path. And
I'm not saying everybody the same. This ain't equilibrium.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, there has to be some type of equilibrium. We can't all be doctors.
It has to be a balance.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, a balance don't mean equal to me. Like, I think that's what people fail to realize. Balance and equal ain't the same. It really ain't.
But I'm saying we have to have a balance of going to college and then people not going to college and still being successful, but yet that isn't. We can't all be the same thing.
So I'm gonna go back to math, though. I'm gonna go back to math.
Okay.
Jan, if you what's the quickest way to get 100 points?
3 point.
So you got to do what? Shoot the ball, right?
Right.
So you got to shoot the shot, right? And the law of averages is if you shoot more shots, the likelihood of you making that basket is going to occur.
That's just you taking opportunities.
No, not just you. But say this is you You look at it from so selfish. Then when you say you, I look at you when you say that's from you taking you say that too. So I'm looking at it from a whole.
Okay.
So if you got like everybody say, oh, we need one leader. No, we need. If we had one person who was good as hell, would you rather have just one or a million of those ones?
Mm-hmm.
You rather have a million, right? So it's not that you just want to have one person. You want to produce multiples of that. Hold on, of that mentality to get where you got to go. So if you say, if I breed success, if you breed it, that means you fucking and making more success. You know what I'm saying? If you're not doing that, what are you doing? You just shoot some dreams. So unless you're really doing that, and how can you best breed success is by educating motherfuckers how to do something past the shit that they was forced to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're forced to go to school, you can't. Public education, that's what we're finna realize. K through 12 is not all. It's just not free. Motherfuckers actually pay. They pay for their kids to
We pay
get
taxes. Shit.
They get educated.
Right.
They paying for their kids to get educated, for their kids to get a better position in society once they're 18. Your kid 18.
But do you know also? But do you also know that the school gets its money from the housing? Look, the schools in any neighborhood, which is why when you go to different neighborhoods, the school look better, right? And because they get their money based off of the housing market in that area. Do you know that?
How much does a house cost in Southeast right now?
Not as much as it costs in La Jolla.
How much does a house cost in Southeast right now?
Look, I'm giving you facts, bro.
No.
So what I'm saying is,
no, that's not.
So
you
when you
didn't
go
give me you didn't give me any fact.
I just gave you a fact
It's
that
not a
the
fact.
the school's education money comes from
How much
the
money
housing around it.
does a house in Southeast cost right now?
I don't know. You gonna tell me? Do you hear what I'm saying though? So
Yeah,
when I go to Santa Leo,
you can use that comparison of what he said from Southeast and La Jolla, because
right.
That's
so what I'm saying is,
we're talking about education, right?
Is there more?
You're gonna get a better education
because they got more money.
Why?
out of the Southeast
Why?
than you are.
Right?
Yes.
So in order to get a better education,
They have better schools.
Why?
I'm telling you why. Because the schooling. I'm telling you this is
I
the
can
fact.
answer every single question. I can answer every single question with because of slavery.
Property tax. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. Property tax pays the schools the money that goes to school. Now, if your house only costs $400,000, it's less money going to that school in your neighborhood than somebody in La Jolla when they're paying $1.2 million. Their property tax is paying for their education in that area, so they're getting more money. How is that fair?
Because of slavery.
Because of slavery.
What?
Am I lying? Am I lying?
No, but
am I
So
lying?
hold on.
So society. So society don't say if you black as fuck. So no, because we always like to look at shit.
Josh, I'm gonna bring you in. Hold on.
Yeah, but that's society. Period. If you're gonna bring it back to it's slavery,
It is,
that's here and now.
And
It's
the same
here
society, right? And we're saying we're trying to switch.
as far as us working and
trying
all
to make
shit.
a new one.
Okay, so check this out. Let's Josh from work and shit. He had some shit to talk. So you live and direct, bro.
Fucked up. But you know,
Talk your shit, Josh.
go over here.
So okay, so what you got to say, Josh?
Hey, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Hey, y'all can hear me for one?
Yeah, can you hear us?
All right. Hey, yo. Now, we could say a race thing and all this shit, and it's true. And it's true. You know what? Hey, this is me right here, white guy. I don't give a fuck. But guess what? Yeah, it's real shit. You know, there's some race shit going on, and that's been from day one. You know what? Hey, Trump took over and he fucked that motherfucker up. Hey, we supposed to be getting fucking real with our shit, and like kind of like going over here. We're supposed to get better in this shit. But you know what? Is as far as like the shit goes down with us and like our kids and all this stuff, is that guess what? We're all equal at this point, because you know what? I'm a white boy. You know what? It don't matter, because hey, we're all the same at this point because we're so far on the bottom of the totem pole. This motherfuckers are taking it over. That's it. That's real shit, man.
Who's taking it over? Can you hear us?
Can you hear? Hey, Josh, can you hear us? I think you're lagging on hearing us.
I don't hear nothing coming out.
Well, you talking about your kids? Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there's a little bit of lag.
It's a little bit of lag. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I want to reach out to y'all and say, hey, you know, you feel what you feel.
Hey, we appreciate your we appreciate what you had to say there, Josh. That was real shit.
Hey, now I appreciate you, Josh, but there's a little bit of lag, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, though.
Thank you for talking your shit.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I appreciate you, Josh, but there's a little bit of lag, bro.
Hey, you know what though? Like I'm trying to say, like, you know, I heard like this homeschool household shit, you know, but as far as it is at the end of the day, man. You know that it is what it is, man.
Hey, Josh, hit the comments.
We don't need to segregate ourselves on who does what.
Just because of the show.
Guess what?
Just,
if we ain't at that top tier,
write your comment, and we're going to get back to you. But just because of the lag for the audience, I'm going to take you off. But just tap in with us with the comments, bro.
You can hear us. Hey, I feel what Josh was saying. It's all going around the same thing I was saying because you know me, I'm a good debater. So it's with the education, and since we live in this society, since slavery, since before slavery, like we know what society we live in. We just seen what happened at the White House on the first week of this year, what the society does.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. If you look like Josh, you won't be treated differently.
I believe there's still a little bit of that going around, though.
Regardless if you know or you don't know. So in order for the folks that who choose to do, because in America, it's the richest and laziest country in the world. So the fact that where our ancestors built it up, black folks didn't have the opportunity. We had to make our own. We chose to do that. And not only that, but the myth of the American dream has been broadcast so broadly to the globe that people send their kids here to get a better education. They send them back to their own country to better their lives. To the point that where black folks don't even take advantage of the opportunities that we have here.
Well, but that goes back to what I was saying.
Hold on, and we choose to not to take advantage.
Right, I agree with that.
And that's where we are being hindered as a whole.
And so that's why I try to educate my kids on being able to realize what an opportunity is and then taking advantage of that opportunity.
Are you saying are your girls gonna go to college or not?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Y'all had to talk. That's the household talk right there.
Not necessarily. If she has a business plan, if she has a business plan, right? I'd rather spend $60,000 pushing her business plan, getting her a mentor on teaching her the business, the ins and out, and her to start her own business, then to send her to college and her to come out and still not know what the fuck she wants to do. That I would go with.
What if she said, I want to have my own business, pops, and I want to go to college.
Let's do it.
How to do that shit.
Exactly. Then let's do it. That's what I'm saying. So it's the fact that I'm gonna teach my daughter to acknowledge that she has the opportunity to go to college or start her own business.
My thing is, you always have the opportunity to go to college.
Yes.
I don't want that to be a core.
That's what I'm saying.
I want that to be so instilled in our children's brains, like, yo.
But it's still an opportunity.
No. At the high school, I'm going to college. There's so many other races of other people who look like us that say they kids grow up thinking there's no other route.
So my question is, everybody that goes to college is successful?
If that's your only question, I'm not gonna answer that because that's not even that's not a fact because you can go to college. Exactly. That's why you in college.
That's what I'm saying. Does everybody that go to college be successful? No, because they didn't take opportunity and grow with it. It's still an opportunity that they fucked up.
I'm not out here to sell hope, bro. So by answering that question like that, That's like a hopeful question. Like, yo, so if you don't think about it this way, most people who live in poor communities, as the black and brown communities, only see people who go to college and don't succeed because they come back to the same community that they didn't succeed to get out of. And not saying that they need to get out of their community, but the thing about their community that's not making them succeed is education. And if more people aren't getting the degrees to become educators, they not become teachers to educate the people that look like them to get them better places in life in the society that we all live in as brown and black people who are not white. We do not have the advantage unless we have more education. And if you do not want to instill that into your children, you rather give them the choice to not learn. I'm not for that. I'm for college. I'd rather be for college than bus. I'd rather my kid learn. Say you had this choice, would you rather your kid learn how to play classical piano, or play football?
I'd rather them learn both.
No, like you give me choices. You see how
my question. My question would be, which one do they love to do?
No, would you rather your kid play piano, classical, or football?
My answer to that is I want them to do whatever they love to do.
If your daughter say, I want to go play tackle football for my high school team, Dad.
And she going to play tackle football for her high school. That's the opportunity I'm giving her.
And you get the opportunity.
That's the opportunity.
To hurt herself.
That's like saying, oh, I wouldn't let my kid be in the Peace Corps because they could possibly get hurt.
So you rather not.
Because you don't know if they're gonna hurt us. You don't know what that could.
What if she plays football, then she becomes an assistant coach for the 49ers?
There are so many homeless college grads. You know where else are?
I was just
gonna say that. This is a comment right here.
Let her talk.
I'm letting her know that's a comment.
Educated homeless people.
Right.
There's teachers and all types of shit.
So my question is.
No, let Coley finish though.
No, I got a question for this. Are there more homeless college grads or more homeless non-high school grads?
There's more homeless non-school grads.
I'm just asking. I'm asking that question.
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, you don't know the answer?
I don't.
Okay.
Do you know the answer?
No, but I'm asking you your opinion. This is talking on shit.
My opinion, I believe that there's more homeless people that didn't go to college. Yes. I would agree with that.
There's a lot of homeless vets. There's so many categories.
A lot of vets don't go to vet don't mean you go to college. Vet mean you went to the military.
It's all good, Josh.
It's just all types.
Appreciate you tapping in, bro.
There's different categories of homeless people, and you don't know what their education is.
Yeah, but there's a high number of homeless people with mental disabilities.
My point is though, when you get narrowed to having to answer a question with this or that, ain't nothing. My favorite color is gray because ain't nothing that's black or white as it seems. Everything has a shade. It's a mixture of black and white.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything is a mixture of it. So when it comes to answering a question, if it's this or that, there's always a this and that inside the question.
Your opinion.
My opinion is it's always going to be a this and that.
It is.
And then unless you're willing to
agree to disagree.
No, it's not even about listen. No, unless you're willing to listen to what somebody else has to say, you will never have the opportunity of learning something other than what you thought was the truth.
Right. Which is why I'm saying the only truth that you're saying is that college is the only way to be successful.
No,
I'm saying that's not the only way.
You're absolute.
He just gave a free
lesson. You're absolute. And the whole thing we've been talking about for almost 2 hours here, Jam.
Yeah.
My nothing I said was an absolute anything. Mm-hmm. When the question is either go to college or not go to college, I'm a choose.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like only ask. Like no, but when the choice is that or the other,
that's not what I'm saying.
If the choice is live or die, what are you gonna choose?
Are you dying for something that's important?
I'm gonna live for something.
You said the samurai.
You said the samurai. Them niggas die for honor all day.
I'm a black man in America. I'm gonna live.
So I don't disagree with what you're saying. That's what you're getting misconstrued.
I'm
disagreeing with the college.
I didn't say anything about
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying do not make it seem like what I was saying was the absolute. Like if you go to college, you're gonna succeed.
I just
I'm
feel
looking
that
at
you're
this like
saying
I'm looking at
that
this.
the only way to
If
be
you're white in America and you go to college, you're gonna be way better than the black person who did not go to college and think they're gonna get better at that company because they worked at that company.
But is that due to systemic
There's
racism, or is that due to
get that same?
is that due to
That's
systemic
called
racism
society.
and the system, or is that due to just black people don't work hard enough?
That's called society.
Is it good? I mean, is the society built for us or no?
Society as is in
Is
America,
it built for you?
as the world right now, was not built for the black person
Okay.
to succeed.
Okay, so you're already behind whether you go to college or not.
You're already behind, and if you don't go to college, you will be further behind. If you don't graduate from high school, you're most likely to go to jail, and most likely to go to jail means you will become a slave according to the 13th Amendment.
Sometimes people go to college and they still a slave.
Hey, and most times people who go to college aren't slaves.
I don't agree. Most of the people go to 9 to 5 and they still don't know how to make money for themselves.
I'm gonna say
They building up companies that they don't own.
Jam, your decision to believe what you want to is what it is, my brother.
Oh, it's always gonna be
like
that.
mine is.
Yes, and I like I said, I agree with most of what you're saying. I'm just saying that there's also a choice. College is not the only choice. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I'm
the
gonna
only
say,
thing I'm saying is college is not
is,
the only choice you have.
I ain't never said college was the only choice. So I agree with you on that.
Okay.
But when the question is go to college or don't go to college, I'm choosing go to college.
I feel you. So you're just saying go to college, give yourself a little bit better opportunity.
You will always give yourself a better opportunity by graduating from college.
And with that being said, what I'm saying is 70% of the people that graduate from college do not work in the field that they went to college for. So what's the problem with that? What do we do about that?
I understand that it's an American game that's real good.
No, but I'm saying, so my question to you, my next question, you to guess. My next question to you is, what do we do about the 70% of the people that go to college, get a degree in something, and they don't do that when they get out of college? What do we do about that? What's the problem with that in the education? Like, what can we do to fix that?
I don't think that needs to be fixed.
Right, but in your opinion, how do you think we should fix that? Because that's my problem with the education system. We're sitting over here teaching our kids to be slaves to other people. They're building other people's company. We're not really pushing the fact that you can own your own company. So what I'm saying is, why is it that when you go to college, 70% of people graduating from the college in the last 3 years are not in the trade that they learned in college? What are we doing to fix that? Or what should we, in your opinion, what should we do to fix that? Because I feel like that's a problem.
I'm glad you said the last 3 years. Because
we're talking about present,
I'm glad you said last 3 years to put a timetable on your stat you put out with 70%.
Yeah.
Because 70% sound like a whole lot, but with the last 3 years it sounds like the Trump administration. So
it's been longer than that, but that's the fact that I have. But it's been longer than that.
I feel you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go off of what you told me.
Okay.
You feel me? So I was going off of because 70 is a lot.
Okay. Yeah,
that's like if you selling your body,
yeah.
you only get $3 out of the 10 you don't make. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's a problem in our education system.
For me, it's not. It's a problem because that's what society is.
Okay, so in your opinion, what should we do to fix that?
In my opinion, what we should do to fix it, like I told y'all from Jump Street, I'm a Game of Thrones kind of brother.
Okay.
And if y'all never watched Game of Thrones, you might need to watch that shit. I'm old human, or I'm more like I'm more of a nature kind of person.
Okay.
Humans, we have come to a point in life that we just, we think we are superior to the planet in which we live on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this current, virus that is taking a part of mankind away from a very overpopulated, country or world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we are finally feeling a little bit more of what Mother Nature intended us to feel. Y'all don't run that shit.
Okay.
It's a balance.
So how do we fix the problem with 70% of people coming out of college
in 3 years,
not working in their field of degree?
My thing is stop picking those fields to get a degree in.
Okay.
Don't waste your money. If you're gonna spend money to go to college, it's like a good business.
Have a plan.
Hold on, it's like a good
But if
business.
they don't spend the money, then what do they do?
Yeah, like I said.
But if they don't take them out, then what do they do?
Right now.
Go to trade school.
Right now. My degree, the class I'm in right now, my main class is market research and analytics.
Okay.
So it's you researching something.
Real quick, educate us on, because I don't know what you're going to school for that. What field would you go into with that degree?
My degree, I would go into the field of finding out the human behavior to make somebody's company money.
Okay, but what job would you have coming out of college? You got your degree. Let's say you had your degree in that. What job are you looking, and they're gonna hire you on to do that? And I'm only asking on some real shit because I don't know, like, what would you like? What would you be your position at a corporation or something like that?
A market manager or a market analyst.
Okay, so you'll be working for somebody.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's called a job.
Right.
That's what
no,
job.
yeah, right.
J-O-B
We can't have all. We can't. Everybody
hold
can't
on,
be a
no,
CEO.
Hold on. Job means.
No, I'm just pushing the conversation.
No, I'm gonna make sure we understand.
Okay, go ahead.
What the word job. Job means you are working for a wage.
Right.
So somebody is paying you
to do your services.
That's a job.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, you get your degree in, say it one more time.
I get my degree in integrated marketing communication.
So you're going to school for that. What is your plan on doing with that degree when you get it?
My plan is to have a salary based position in the city of San Diego, to where I will be encouraging and manipulating people to fashion their business way in marketing plans and the research that I have conducted and presented to them.
So, not to insult that, in layman terms, what are you going to be doing for a business? Like, in the simplified, for me at least.
I will be the middleman for the people who will not want to take the time and effort to research how to make money in the business that they chose to do.
Basically, finding their audience and who to sell to, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a middleman.
Right. So that's your plan on doing that for whatever
a living
company. For whatever company.
For a living.
Right. No, but I'm just saying you're going to be doing that for whatever company hires you on, correct?
A living, yes.
Right. Okay. So, do you know the percentage of the people graduating with your degree and the percentage, because you said you want to do it in San Diego?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you know the percentage and the hiring salary for that position that you're going to school for?
It's very competitive. Yes.
Okay. So, what are the numbers for that? And I'm saying that because somebody else might be wanting to get the same degree. So I'm saying it on
my goal is to have a $100,000 a year salary in the city of San Diego.
Okay. So I can give you a fact that they came out with numbers just this last year in 2020 that says if you don't make $130,000 in San Diego, you cannot live comfortably. So your goal is hold on.
Hold on. Before you say anything else, I want to talk about just the last statistical statement you said. Mm-hmm. You said, repeat yourself.
So to live comfortably. Yes.
Which is very. Hold on. That's the one word that I had. That red flag the entire statement.
The same people that's doing the college is the same people that's giving us the stats to say this is what lives comfortably.
I'm just saying what the words what you said.
Yes.
You said comfortably, which is very subjective.
Yes.
In all of nature, the word comfortable is subjective in all of nature. Exactly. A person could be getting raped and be feeling comfortable.
But
hold on. I hate to put it. I hate the trigger warning, but I'm putting out.
This is not a shot at you. We just pushing the conversation.
I'm not. I know, but we can't push conversation with those words if you want the conversation to continue going without us knowing that those words have so many
perspectives,
many different meanings and interpretations too. When you say comfortably, there are people who are comfortably living in San Diego who work hourly wages.
Yes.
There are also people who are comfortably living in San Diego.
So there's people that live in San Diego that didn't go to college.
I want to be comfortably live in San Diego with the $100,000 salary.
Doing what you love to do.
No, it doesn't matter what I love to do.
Okay, so that's where we differ from.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what I want to say. So that's what we're arguing about. We're not arguing about education. We're arguing about are you doing what you love to do?
I'm not. You want to argue about what you love to do. When the
I'm just saying
argument
that's my opinion on shit.
No, when your argument was 70% of the people don't get jobs in what they graduated in.
Okay. So,
and what you go to school in is most likely what you have passion in.
Hopefully.
Hold on. No, not hopefully.
No, that is
hopefully.
You said people from other countries come to this country and they push they kids to do whatever they told them to do.
They push their kids to go to college, to become professionals And the professional things I said was nurses, doctors, lawyers. Doctors are a very prestigious career.
Okay, let's dribble back though.
No,
let's dribble back.
You gotta throw some history on. I don't like this spitting shit without letting niggas know where the fuck I got my shit from.
Right.
Because it's knowledge. Knowledge is something I can give out and keep for myself. That's a special gift.
Yes.
And I want to give this knowledge to motherfuckers without them thinking that I'm just trying to preach to them. I don't want you to think it's about hope, but I'm trying to put it out there. So when you say 70% of the people in the last 3 years have not gotten jobs and the things that they graduated from college from, that does not really represent what is going on in the market. Because as a good business, just because you have a product don't mean it's gonna sell. Motherfuckers don't want it.
Correct.
So your thing is to get a job into positions to where there are jobs to be had.
So that's why I asked. No, but that's why I asked you. Did you know the percentage of you getting hired on out of college?
Let me finish what I'm saying from what you said.
Okay.
So if you are going to college on the sole factor of what you feel like you should be making money in without having the marketing research or done research to the market in which it is the industry that you want to have a career, it will be very more competitive if you think that you're doing some shit that you love to do. There's a lot less actors in the world than there are motherfuckers or nurses. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why.
Yeah,
because in the pandemic right now that we're looking at, motherfuckers don't care about being, I don't care about you acting. You're going to get fired for being a nurse.
Okay, so
let me tell you, because the only way you can be a nurse is by going to school. Not for 2 years, like people do in the they get they AA. You gotta get your bachelor's degree in nursing to get that nursing money up top. Mm-hmm. And most people who ain't getting nursing money are the people who had experience nursing, which is like doing everything nurses do, without getting the credit because they will not be the person getting sued if things go wrong. Okay. MD, I worked with surgeons for 12 years. I was a first assistant. That's MD unplussing some shit. Mm-hmm. Not just the doctor. I'm a doctor who will try to fix the shit that some other doctor said that was wrong with you. Mm-hmm. A surgeon told me MD stands for making decisions. If you look at the medical field, people look at the prestige of doctors, but they don't understand what a surgeon has to deal with. A surgeon has to pay so much more money in malpractice insurance just due to the fact that there's a lawyer out there who has a client who does nothing about law, who's saying, yo, I want to sue this doctor because what I think this doctor didn't know, because I don't know, is why I'm fucked up. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get somebody who don't know nothing about doctorship or medical field. I'm going to have to go to a lawyer because I know about the law. Mm-hmm. So you're paying for not knowing. Right. And when you don't know, because you can't just go and say, I'm going to represent this client. Because there's a kid in Florida, like 4 or 5 years ago, who think he was practicing law. He was smart. He knew what he was doing. His patients didn't have any complaints about what he was doing. But the doctors and shit who was in that profession had complaints about what the practice he was putting out.
Like Dr. Sebi.
Black magic.
Dr. Sebi.
Right.
Yeah.
According to society, which what we live in, but everybody said everything go back to slavery. Mm-hmm. According to society, because we live in America, Britain ran America. Mm-hmm. And if you go to Britain, right now, Britain ain't part of the European Union right now. So Britain is its own shit. Everybody in Europe look like they brown. Right. White folk from Britain. If you want to look at, I ain't gonna get y'all no history lesson about homeschooling this household, but in order to homeschool your household, you got to educate the shit. If you don't know how to educate the shit because you only know how one way to run, which is a slave-rated one, which is blue collar or working, no matter how skilled of a worker you are, you're still working for your money by the hour. White folks don't go to college to work by the hour. They go to college to work salary, to be in charge of people who work by the hour. Mm-hmm. I don't want to put it on white folks because Asian people do the same thing. Indian people. African people do the same thing. Indian people do the same thing. Black Americans who are put here from slavery do not do that. We choose to try to work to get our money. We want to be entrepreneurs. Of course, we all do. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have a proper business plan because you didn't go to school to learn how to write a business plan out.
So my question would be is like, okay, so
that you don't hire somebody to do that shit, you're not gonna get the business loan that you want for your business because you don't have the proper things that this institution that you are asking for money is needing. Because you're not institutionally educated on what needs to be done.
Okay, so with that being said, that was good. I appreciate everything you said. My next question would be just a subtitle off of what you were saying. Does the black man that graduates from the same college as a white dude, do they have the same opportunities as the white guy that graduated, same GPA? Let's say they have the same GPA. Do they have the same opportunities?
No.
Okay.
But they have the better opportunity of the black man that did not go to college at all.
Right. Okay. In certain jobs, yes, or all jobs.
Like I told you, I know a boy, a black man. He ain't no boy no more. He was a boy when I knew him. He's a black man now, who's a New York broker. Because he, instead of going to school for his athletic abilities in high school, he went to Ivy League school to follow the societal ways of doing things. Because in society, if you want to play the game, you can't say you're gonna beat motherfuckers at basketball if they don't let you shoot in the gym that they're shooting to take score on.
True story.
So if you think you're gonna change society by doing it some other way, it's not gonna happen unless a lot of generations of you have been doing it this way. Unless you could fuck and make more of you to make you have the same exact. It's all about nature. It's all about multiplying. It's all about multiplying. If you have a net, they put a net in the ocean and they catch all the fish, but you still get smaller fish. Like, oh, the fish adapted to be smaller. No, the big fish got caught and the smaller ones was fucking. So the fish that got reproduced with smaller fish, so they won't be caught in the holes in these nets. You gotta make different nets. It's not about adapting. It's about who is surviving. Right. So now the adaptation is about what are you surviving to do.
That's true.
If you're in society.
So you're saying, to clarify, you're saying that we have to adapt to the society that we live in order to be successful.
Hey, when you're wrong,
to like kind of
when you are wrong, you do as wrong.
Right. So what I'm saying is because
when you black and wrong, you do it as the Moors.
Okay, so
when you black in Spain, you do it as the Moors. You take over Spain for 700 years.
So that's what
and
I'm
in 1492, the year that the Moors lost their allegiance over Spain, America was henceforth discovered. If you know your history, you will not fall for these fucking bullshit. Okay. And if you know your history, you educate.
So with that being said, which is all true.
Slightly.
So with that being said, is all true. What are your thoughts on because we agreed that the society is not built for the black community or just minorities in general, correct? We agree with that. Like it's not built for us.
I'm gonna say it's not built for.
I'm only saying that to say that.
I'm gonna say it's not built for the ignorant of us.
Okay. So
they told us to drink and not think on Saturday nights. You couldn't buy a book as a slave, but you buy a bottle of liquor. So there's a difference between not knowing the law and knowing the law.
So what do we do? What do we do if we're
send
going
your
to
kids
school?
to college?
Yeah, okay. So
Have in 8th grade, send your kids to a black college expo. Whatever one come the closest to you. Whatever. Look up whatever black historical colleges and universities are in your state. First off, because California ain't got none. Look them up. Look them up in your state.
Outside of Cali.
Exactly. You got to try outside of your comfort zone in order to grow. A seed does not grow without coming out the ground. If you buried in some shit, you got to come out that motherfucker. I mean, you got to be buried. You got to be buried and claw your way out. Every plant claws its way out the ground.
Okay.
Every single one. In order to be able to produce some fruit, you got to claw your way out the ground. Stay alive long enough to mate with somebody. Stay alive long enough to produce fruit, to not just produce one fruit, because one fruit ain't enough. Because we know by the laws of average, if you only got one coming at you, the law is, and the average of it, you ain't gonna survive. Right. So you got to constantly produce the same amount of fruit, the same concept of each fruit. I want you to succeed. I want you to go to college. I want you to go to college. I want you to get out of it. I want you to be on top of society. If we don't do that as a black society, we only get a tree. Okay. And they can cut that tree down every time. So, you got a forest, you ain't gonna cut down that one tree. There's so many seeds that have fell inside the forest. Underneath the leaves that came down.
This question goes along with what you're saying. So in a society that is not built for us, going to college, okay, you go to college.
I just answered that question.
No, I didn't even answer it. I didn't ask the question, bro. Chill out. So what I'm asking you, and I like what you're saying, and I'm just feeding to what you're saying, so we can continue hearing what your opinions on these things. I like your opinion on it. What I'm saying is, so with that being said, so we go to college, and like you said, you agree we're living in a society that's not built for us. How do we start to go and change that the society that we live in? Like, how do we? What would be some good points that that you, in your opinion, that we need to do in order to start swinging or at least balancing the society where we're winning in it consistently without having to work twice as hard, like we said?
Hey, if you don't, I look at it this way. You say twice as hard.
No, because you said we have to work twice as hard. So I'm saying, like, how do we change the society where we don't have to work twice as hard, but we have the same opportunities? Like, what do we need to change as a people in order to kind of like get our space on the game board in order for us to have the same opportunities? What do we have to do as a people to get to that point?
I feel like I'm not here to deliver no hope to nobody or preaching. Okay. So to get the same,
I'm asking for your opinion though. Like, what would Keith change if
like we talked about earlier? When we talk about, I like digging at math. And math is you're gonna be right, you're gonna be wrong.
Yeah, it's universal.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be right. Music is universal.
Math is too.
No, math ain't. Math is
There's different ways to get to.
Math is absolute. Math is absolute. You're gonna be right or wrong on the problem.
Yeah, right, but I'm just saying it's the language of the universe. It's the language of the universe.
No, the language of the universe is music, baby. That's the language of the universe.
Okay, so to ask that question, so what in your opinion, and I'm saying in your opinion, you ain't right or wrong. You ain't wrong about anything you said tonight. This is your opinion. This is your truth, and I like that. You know, but you know what I'm saying. I like to pick your brain, bro. So what I'm saying is, in your opinion, what do we need to change as a group of people to try to balance out the society to where we're winning on a consistent basis and not have to work double hard?
In order to do that, we gotta manufacture the human beings inside of us that want to do what everybody else is doing on a regular basis. Okay. Because the only reason why we're working double hard right now because we have been slacking off so long. So in order for us to not work as hard, we got to continue to pump out more of people who are willing to work double hard. Right? Everybody ain't gonna see that. If you pumping out nothing but double hard, working kids,
for yourself.
Half the kids ain't gonna make it, but half the do gonna make it. They gonna probably make somebody who ain't working twice as hard. That's a half as hard right there. You got half as hard for the double hard, I'll bet. You feel me? So it's like you gotta constantly put out the same thing.
Right.
Because in order for shit to change, like society we're looking at, in order for society to change, your part of society, your part of what you was in society has to do something so drastic to change everything else from the way it's going. And if you ain't on the same accord of how y'all want to fuck everything else up from changing, you gotta learn. You gotta be on the same page of fucking up first. Okay. And to learn how to fuck up, you gotta learn. And learn how to fuck up what you try to fuck up. You gotta learn how to. You gotta learn what the game what you trying to fuck up is how it work.
Right. How
you gotta learn how it work.
You
can't fuck up something you don't know how it work.
Right.
You can't say I'm gonna put my hand right here. They ain't doing shit with this. You got water flowing in here's a waterfall. The river stuff falling underneath. If you don't know how shit work, you don't know how to fuck it up.
Right, let's say this.
Until we got enough motherfuckers know how the shit work, so you can't cut the head.
So say you start a business with marketing, right? Like you own your own marketing business. You don't work your way up to where now you have clients that you market for, but you own the business. Not everybody could be you, correct? So you're gonna have to hire people to work that 9-to-5 type job for you, right? So my point with everything I was saying is that some people have to work the 9-to-5. Some people have to do that job. You can't be successful as a company if you don't have someone that does the secretary work.
It's classism.
Right. Bro. So what I'm saying, we can't all be CEOs.
We can't.
Some of us have to be electricians. Some of us have to be plumbers.
Yeah.
In order to win in the bigger picture.
Hold on. Then some of us have to be janitors. Some of us have to be food service.
Right.
You can't. I don't want to go from CEO.
But why is that man looked on as less educated than the person that's the CEO?
My thing is, I don't want to be looked. I don't want you to go from CEO to a skilled person, and like it's just frowned upon. Because you went from a CEO of a company because they went to school and probably had nepotism in that motherfucker or built that company up and once the company.
But you still need workers to run your company.
In order to be a CEO of a company. In today's things, last 3 years, you're gonna be a CEO. Your shit better be on the fucking marketplace, which is the stock market. If it's just not on the stock market, you're not even gonna be considered a CEO. In order to be a CEO, you will probably be the chairman and CEO.
That's not true.
All right.
You can't say that. If
I ain't saying
no, because there's plenty of people that run restaurants that are CEO of their business, but it's not tradable company.
There's plenty of motherfuckers who the executive.
They're still CEO.
Hey, just because you the executive of some shit, don't mean you running some shit. First off,
if you're the owner, does that make you the CEO? That's two different jobs.
No.
You have someone running your company.
No,
exactly. You have someone running your company.
CEO means your shit is
Chief Executive Officer. That's what it stands for.
It's a corporation.
You hire CEOs.
It's a corporation.
The person that owns the company is not always the CEO.
Owner of a company be the proprietor.
You're paying someone a salary to run your company.
Are you?
But not everybody could be the owner, and not everybody could be the CEO. You still need janitors. You still need secretaries. You still need yes men. You need that.
I know.
What I'm saying is not everybody could be a CEO. So if we're pushing everybody to be CEO, then not everybody. There's gonna be more people that lose because it's bottlenecked, and that's the society. Is not everybody could be CEO. Some people need to learn a trade in order to still win in life.
Nature, dog.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody ain't gonna fucking win.
That's what I'm. So that's all I'm saying.
If you choosing to be the lowest nigga in your shit,
they didn't choose that.
No, you are choosing.
Society chose it for them.
How you say that?
Because not everybody could be CEO. If everybody owns their job, who's gonna run the?
How do you better in society?
What?
How do
you just employed 1,000 people because you have your own business? You able to choose who you want to work for you. I'm just saying, not everybody could be a CEO. Not everybody can own a business. Some people need to mop floors.
I said we need plenty of workhorses.
Yes.
But what black people need to do is stop being the workhorse.
Just the workhorse.
Hold on. Stop being the workhorse for white companies.
There you go.
And be the workhorse for black shop owners.
We agree. That we agree on. That's all I'm saying. But we still need
No, I'm not done. Research the opportunities that there are more places for a black person that aren't in. Like your boy Rich Paul did. Because LeBron James, when he came into the league, was at the end tail of high school straight to the NBA. Because college and the NBA put it together where you got to go link up. We done made a merge. We done married our companies. We done married our companies to where you got to go through here to go through to get to there.
And they changing that, which is called the G League. You're able to go to the G League for 1 year and go to the NBA.
That's
called them changing society, bro.
That's not called changing.
That is.
No, that's called.
They changed the game, bro.
No, they didn't.
They did.
Dave. Who had the G League? What's the nation's oldest G League in professional sports?
Negro League.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Who
has the oldest G League?
Or minor league.
Who's the oldest SMLB? America's pastime, which is professional baseball.
No, I thought you were talking about like general, just having a
minor
league.
No, we talking about, you said G League.
G League is like a minor league.
You talking about motherfuckers who don't make it. They go through college.
Yeah.
Don't make it to the professional.
Not necessarily.
But they're playing to get to the professional still.
Right, but then so what I'm saying, the NBA changed the game.
No,
they made a G League. You don't have to go to college. You can go straight from high school to the G League and then go to the NBA.
What's the G League?
The G League is the minor league of the NBA. So what I'm saying is they're changing the game. They're giving you a different outlet. They're giving you a different outlet, which is what I'm saying is they didn't like the way the NCAA was treating you and making money off of them. They said, look, you can come over here and get a check at the G League, which is the minor league, play here 1 year, and then get to the NBA. They changed society.
No, they didn't.
They did.
No,
it's less people going. If they're playing basketball, it's less people going to the NCAA.
Onto the white side of society.
I'm just giving an example of them changing the game.
Can I explain? Can I explain right quick for you?
Go ahead. But you can't agree that they changed the game.
They didn't change the game.
There's less people going to the NCAA.
NCAA who?
NCAA to play basketball. There's more. There's more people going to the G League than ever because this is another avenue.
Just because there's more people going to the G League than ever does not mean there's more people going to the G League than they go to the college. To the NCAA to play basketball,
but you could agree that's a different avenue, yes?
But that
is that a different avenue to get to the NBA?
Is that a better avenue to get to the NBA?
Maybe.
Just because you didn't ask it, don't mean that I can't ask you a question that you don't want to answer. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's all opportunity.
No,
they gave them a different opportunity than what was put for them as a norm was to go to college, play for a year, and then leave. Now they gave them a different direction to say, hey. So for instance, the Lamar brothers. The Lamar brothers. He didn't go.
Different opportunity mean better.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. What percentage does that mean better?
So okay, I'll give you an
What
example. So
percentage-
you like history? Let me give you a history
What
lesson.
percentage does
So
that mean better?
Martin Luther
in
King
history?
was preaching.
We talking
Look,
about
look,
basketball.
no, okay,
We're
but look,
talking
I'm
about
giving-
basketball.
Okay, you're not hearing me though.
No,
I hear you out. Hear me out real
I'm
quick.
listening.
I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example. So they said Martin Luther King was pushing separate but equal. Yes, he was pushing separate but equal.
No.
Okay, what was he pushing then?
Martin Luther King.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, my bad. I meant Malcolm X. Separate but equal. Yes.
Hell no.
He was preaching separate but equal.
Hell no.
What was he preaching?
By any means necessary.
Okay, you're not getting the point. What do you mean by what I'm saying is with the community, he was saying we don't need to be integrated. We want to be separate, but we want the same opportunities. Yes.
No, we just want to be separate.
So you're saying you want to be separate, but you didn't want the same opportunities to do what the fuck you wanted to do.
No.
What are you talking about right now, bro?
You gotta think about it this way.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
talking about power.
Like no, because I got a higher point. I just need you to understand where I'm coming from.
If your point ain't power, then
I'm giving you power, but you just refusing to listen, bro.
I'm not refusing to listen when I'm identifying power differently way than you are.
Okay, so Martin Luther King was saying we need to be together, but we want the same opportunities. Yes.
No.
What was he saying then? Please tell me.
Opportunity. Martin Luther King was talking about, yo, we need to make some money.
That's what I mean by opportunity, bro. So I'm just saying, walk with me here. So there was two different perspectives on it. Yes, they had separate perspectives,
No.
right?
Oh, ever happened?
Okay, but what I'm saying is just follow me real quick.
Continue
Because
on with
my
your
point of it
without
is,
me having to agree with your yes or
I don't
no
need you to agree. I just need you to understand where I'm coming from. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Continue with your point.
Okay, so
Do you
with that
understand?
being said,
Do you understand where you're coming from?
I do, bro.
Then
You're not listening.
talk your shit.
Okay, so check this out. So Martin Luther King, he's saying, let's be together, let's be equal. Malcolm X saying, nah, we need to be separate, but we need the same opportunities as y'all getting over there. Okay, so at the end of his life, Martin Luther King acknowledged.
King was talking about.
No, he was talking about integrating. That's why he integrated. That's why he was pushing integration. Was he not pushing integration? No. You crazy as hell, bro.
Who?
Martin Luther King was not pushing
Happy
integration.
birthday, by the way. By the way, happy birthday.
It was about money.
But was he pushing integration? Because in one of his last speeches, this motherfucker said, I think I've led my people down the rabbit hole, meaning now that we have to be integrated.
Man,
okay, so look, when this is a fact.
When I go off of what was recorded and trying to say like that's the last thing and that's the only time he ever talked about.
When we integrated, was there less jobs for black people? Was there less jobs for black people when we integrated? Yes, there was. It's a fact. We integrated, and guess what? They integrated the school, and guess what? They put a white principal. When we had black-only schools, they had a black principal. So there was less jobs.
Jam. I'm not going to disagree with you on any of these facts that you're trying to spit out right now. So get to your point. I don't need you to build. Ain't no choir.
My point was just trying to get you to answer my question.
I'm very
What
smart.
do we do to change the game in order for us to be on the same playing field as the rest of society?
Kill all the white people. The fuck?
Now
what other answers y'all want?
I'm just saying. I'm asking your opinion. You're not wrong.
That is my opinion.
Okay.
What the fuck? How you think white people got in charge of the world?
I'm just asking your opinion. You ain't right or wrong.
Shit. Nigga, I've been saying that. I told y'all.
No.
You don't want to teach your motherfuckers how to teach them how to kill everybody. Okay, my bad. I'm radical. Learn everything you gotta learn to beat the white folks in their own game or kill them. Get a lawyer who knows some shit about some real estate. Find out where old white people live at. Find out if they got relatives. Do some research. Y'all want to see that? Do some research. Find out what motherfuckers live at, where their property at, and how much they own. Do that research. All else, come on, man. What the fuck?
So we're gonna check out. All right, so check this out. Hey, it's all love. It was all good conversation. Always good debates. All right, so we're gonna check out. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Like, subscribe, hit that like button. Okay, we're gonna go last words. Cole, you got any last words for the peoples? You got any last words for the people, Keith?
Tune back in,
Watch that shit
every Saturday.
Watch Game of Thrones Set of Power. You really see what the fuck is going on in the world. White folks on white folk violence is the best violence to study.
My cousin Keith is talking his shit.
He's
White folks
shit
on
like
white folks violence is the best thing to study. How white people treat each other, that's when you need to learn how the motherfucker treat them. Let's get it in.
You did, and that's another session. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let us talk our shit. Tune in, like, subscribe, hit that like button. If you didn't see the whole show, go back on the YouTube channel, check it out. You dig, and then share that shit. Hit the motherfucking bell so you know when we go live every Saturday around 7 o'clock. We'll let y'all know. You dig.